All teams standing by.
Blue team standing by.
Green team standing by.
Red team standing by.
Black leader standing by.
Green leader standing by.
Dans notre quotidien, c'est secret ou...
Look in my eyes, what do you see? The cult of personality. I know your anger, I know your dreams. I've been everything you wanna be. Oh, I'm the cult of
Welcome to episode 4 of Rebel Scum Radio. I'm your host, Karlos, and today we welcome back the fallen one, Jim-Bob. How are you, Jim-Bob?
I'm fantastic. Thank you very much.
How were the nuptials?
Oh, fantastic. Very amazing day. Couldn't ask for a better day.
And how's Tay Tay? She was good?
Tay Tay, no, we just
Did you meet her on the island?
We just missed Tay Tay, but not that anyone was talking about it. It's like no one knows who Tay Tay was. So
What, so
Who's
no one was
Tay Tay?
talking about on the island? That Tay Tay was even there?
it was like the
Is that an
Harry
Australian
Potter. Harry Potter.
Is Tay Tay an Australian term?
I don't think...
The name that shall not be spoken type Harry Potter type
Oh.
clause in people's contracts not to talk about Tay Tay.
I think Tay Tay is a global term for Taylor Swift.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
private island and she didn't want to be known to be there, so...
Much like yourself.
Did she know that Jim-Bob was on there?
Yeah. Did she mistake you for Justin Bieber when you had your couple?
Well,
You are gangster like
she
Bieber.
saw,
Hashtag gangster
she
like
saw the
Bieber.
cap I was wearing, but then she goes, oh, he's got no tattoos, so that mustn't be Bieber, so...
Yeah.
But,
We've got a new hashtag for Jim-Bob.
Hashtag gangster like
Like
Bieber.
Bieber.
Gangster like Bieber. And Jono, you are back again for the 4th time.
Yeah.
My wingman.
4th time in a row.
Yes. He's hardcore. Now, you have got an interesting start to the year with house sitting a couple of
Assholes.
asshole dogs, and
Yappity
also,
yap yap yap.
and also you've gone dry. You've got no
Yeah.
alcohol, no scotch.
No scotchy this year. Abstaining from the alcohol.
What's going on there?
I don't know. I just want to challenge myself.
Crazy man.
Just green tea. Little green tea.
Just green tea.
Inner calm.
Inner
peace.
calm peace. Now, we're generally really bad at doing this, our self-promotion of our stuff. So I've actually given ourselves notes here to actually mention that we do have our website.
Yeah,
That's right.
At rebelscumradio.com.
Because last time you said rebelscum.com.
Yeah, don't go to rebelscum.com.
It's a fully functioning website.
Yeah, like rebelscum.com.
Technological terror right there on the web.
Like rebelscum.com is us without the good radio bit.
Yeah.
And then you can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, on Instagram, and we'll be putting up some YouTube videos this week as well.
Have you got a webcam somewhere?
Oh,
No, not yet. No.
you should do live feeds of this.
Yeah.
Hang on. Let's make this live, as in I'll take a
What, you going
selfie.
to Periscope this stuff?
No. I'll take a selfie right now.
Right now.
Right now.
But there's
and-
a reason why we're on radio. Because we're not supposed to be on TV.
Yeah.
No. I'm going to post the picture to Instagram.
Oh,
Right now.
Right now.
Right
Live.
now.
Right now. That's
Right
not going to
now.
help
So
anyone in
this is-
3 days when this comes out.
I have to do it sideways. So,
Oh.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Technology these days is so tricky. Now I can't get.
Are you going to get Carl inside?
You're going to have to bend over a bit, Carl.
That would be the first time.
All right. I'm going
Beautiful.
to try and make this work on Instagram.
Jesus Christ, there'll be some haters on Instagram.
There goes our followers.
Oh, Jesus. And whilst we're... Now, look, as we said, we're Rebel Scum with the good radio bit.
Yep.
And you can find our radio bit, our podcast, on iTunes, on SoundCloud, Stitcher, on TuneIn Radio, and pretty much any podcasting app that you've got on any of your smartphones. You'll find us there. Just look for Rebel Scum Radio. And, of course, on all those podcasting things, leave us a comment or a shout-out or any of the social media channels. We'd love to hear.
It's growing. It's growing.
Yeah,
There's
it
a
is.
few listens.
We're creeping. Baby steps.
Baby steps.
Baby steps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's your first steps, Ray.
Yes, Ray.
Just let it in. Let it into your ears.
So, episode 4, gentlemen.
Episode for Star Wars, episode for the podcast.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah, because I was getting confused
confused me
today.
there.
Yeah.
Episode 4 of the podcast, episode 7 of Star Wars.
Yes.
And me and Jono, a few weeks back now, we did well, I don't think it was a no spoilers podcast, but it was a very mild spoilers podcast. This is full on
Full-on spoilers.
talking Star Wars,
Yeah.
breaking things down.
Yep.
Talking about episode 8.
Episode 8, every weird theory that we can think of that comes to
Snoke
mind.
theories.
Snoke theories, what we think about all the cast.
What about Snoke being a Smurf?
Yeah, that's one of the theories.
Yeah.
Yeah. Smurf.
Papa Smurf.
Yeah,
He was Papa Smurf.
I'm just going to make up a theory about Smurfs and
I was
Snoke.
just thinking about another comment. If you put him in like a...
Because Snoke,
like a purple
Snoke is
hood.
just Gargamel, just
He
a bit older, yeah?
Could be Skeletor.
Gargamel from Smurfs.
Gargamel.
Yeah.
Nose is too long.
His face is a bit melted, so he could have had an accident.
Well, that's true. He could have fallen over in a vat of...
He was trying to melt his marshmallows on the lightsaber and
Have you guys heard of the term smurfing?
Smurfing.
tell me more.
No.
I think I can see where this is going.
Is this good for radio?
Nah, it's too sexual. Yeah, you guys just got to research that.
Yeah, we'll Google that one
Google
later.
it.
Yeah, we'll put a link in the show notes.
Okay, so Carl, I'm led to believe that you went to a midnight show in Eastlands.
Went to a midnight show.
Eastlands?
At Eastland. It was late starting.
Oh yeah, because
With
something happened.
And then, it was just late starting because people were coming in.
That was a blackout, like-
and then right at the
Yeah.
end, right at the end of the film, when Ray and Chewbacca leave to go find Luke, and they start going through the
tunnel of
whatever,
light speed. Yep.
power out, gone.
As in complete blackness,
No.
except the exit signs.
As in, all we've got are the emergency lights in the thing, and
That's it.
and like Hoyt staff wandering in, going, "Sorry about that, guys. We'll have power back in 15, 20 minutes." Doesn't help me now.
The force is too strong in the cinema.
Yeah. So, we should. I haven't sent a letter to Hoyts. I really should have tried to get something out of them.
Did anyone explain afterwards what happened? Like,
It was a very hot night, so I assume it was air conditioning.
Oh.
Me and Jono went at lunchtime in the middle of the
pretty
day.
hot that day, yeah.
Hotter than Jakku out there.
Hotter than just.
So it was hotter than the inside of an AT-AT on Jakku.
Oh, jeez.
Because you wouldn't want to be inside an AT-AT
No,
on a day like that.
If those AT-AT drivers weren't stripping down and off into their jocks while driving those things around,
It was hotter than Ray on Jakku.
Okay, yeah.
because the guy that plays Finn, he talked about filming, because that was all filmed in Dubai. He
Yeah.
was talking about filming. It was like 45 degrees, 50.
And he had to wear a leather jacket.
His leather jacket and a plastic stormtrooper outfit. It's like, I'm dying here.
And he's also wearing black underclothing underneath
Yeah.
the stormtrooper
Yeah.
kit.
Yeah.
So, I just know from wearing a black t-shirt in the sun in Australia, it's killer.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
burns.
Yeah, especially getting around the plastic and something.
Yeah.
It's no good. Polyester's a killer.
No, you got to take our head off to
They should have worn cotton.
To Finn.
Anthony Daniels for doing that
I was a
walking.
C-3PO.
Yeah, like that was taking one for the team.
Yeah. Well,
Taking one for George, doing that on the the first bit of the movie. You've got to walk through the desert. It's 45 degrees.
Where was that shot? The original desert scene.
Whoa.
We should know this.
We should.
Because that's where
Was it in
there's a ranch there, and it's like a tourist attraction now, and you can go see the old.
America? Was it in America?
I'm not quite sure, but I know that it's a tourist attraction. Is it Tunisia? I'm pretty sure it's
something like
Tunisia.
Tunisia,
Yeah.
something like that, yeah.
But it's still there, like the old, like where they filmed the blue milk scene and
Yeah.
and Peru. That scene,
Oh, crispy Peru.
Oh, yeah, you can stay there. Yeah.
Oh, he's a crazy old wizard.
Yeah, he is. All right, boys. Enough of the frivolities that we got going on.
Frivolities.
Let's talk about episode 7. Now,
All right.
there's been lots of discussion about the commonalities between Episode 7, The Force Awakens, and Star Wars, and to a lesser extent, there's even some close narrative tie-ins to Empire Strikes Back in there as well. It's like they've wrapped in a lot of storyline early on so they can get further into the stories. What do you guys think about that? Is Force Awakens too much of a rip-off, or is it just tying in the old stories with the new?
Jimmy?
Well, for me, because walking away from the cinema afterwards and just feeling absolutely blown away in terms of childhood nostalgic rapture, like that's an emotion that you don't feel every day of your life. And I guess it's kind of a similar thing I felt prior to watching Episode 1. And yeah, so but I can see that there's probably a bit of story by committee going, you know, it's part tie-in of older characters and introducing new blood so that the franchise can go the distance. So you can see that everyone would have to be sort of kept happy to make the most bang for the buck.
Yeah, I've got to admit,
of the $4 billion.
I only noticed it a little bit the first time I watched it. It wasn't until you and me came out of that second time, Jono, that Jono's turned around to me and just gone...
That was exactly...
Yeah, there's a lot of...
Because the first time you don't think about it because it's such a good story.
Yeah.
You just concentrate on the movie, and like after you start studying it, then it's right there. It's like just...
Look, it works for Flying High too.
Yeah.
That's a facsimile of the first film.
Like before we started recording, I showed Jim-Bob... that was the intro of the script to New
Where
Hope.
did you find that?
And they just scratched out Luke and put in Rey's name, and they replaced some of the other words.
So
and it was exactly the same.
Was that like a synopsis that was on the front of the script or something?
Yeah, for New Hope, and then they replaced the names.
Yeah.
And it's exactly the same.
Yeah. Because when you go through the storylines and you look at them right from the start, you've got this lost kid.
Yeah.
Luke
stranded on a desert
stranded
planet.
on a desert island.
Desert planet.
I can hear yapping.
I can hear yapping.
Yap, yapparoo.
Further on, as you get into the film, when Rey's at Mascarda's castle, and she goes down into those stairs, and she has
the
visions, whether or not, like as Yoda said in Empire Strikes Back, they're both visions of the past and what could possibly come in the future.
Yeah.
So all those visions, like obviously the ones that you flash back to, where it's a complete facsimile of the tunnel where Darth Vader
kills, fights Obi-Wan,
and fights Luke Skywalker and cuts his arm off in Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, that was
that tunnel where it flashes back. Yeah. So that's before they go out onto the thing. So there's that. Then obviously it steps through to where there's a section there where Rey remembers when she's left on the planet.
Left on Jakku, and then the spaceship takes off.
Yeah, and she's given actually to the junk trader guy. Yeah. Which I still don't understand whether she was sold or traded.
Yeah.
It's a bit weird, I'm not sure.
Because, you wouldn't leave your kid with that guy.
Yeah. And then and then just thinking of the age, like it then flashes forward to Kylo Ren and the Knights of Ren. They appear...
the rain-soaked night somewhere, mud everywhere.
Did you notice the Mandalorian standing next to him? The Mandalorian armor, which looks like Boba Fett.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's kind of similar. Yeah. It's a bit fuzzy, it's hard to tell.
Because you can't figure out the color because it's all like grainy.
Okay.
Yeah, and none of them appear to have... all the guys behind just... I mean, it's you can't
pretty much
tell. They seem to have no Jedi weapons. They just seem to have regular weapons.
So they're kind of to Kylo as the Red Emperor guards are to the Palpatine.
I think they may
Emperor.
be more like, in Empire Strikes Back when Darth Vader, he brings in all the bounty hunters and they're all standing there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of that kind of thing.
Because they're all different. Like,
we don't
have
them.
Yeah, they're all different. They're all probably got some kind of skill. That's,
it's like Suicide Squad.
But but going back to that, like, assuming that Rey Ray was probably 5 or 6. That's what she looked like when she was dropped off on the planet.
So Kylo would have been...
So you think Kylo seems to be a little bit older than Ray?
Yeah.
So let's say he was about 10 or 11 at that same time when she got dropped off. So over the 30 years in between Jedi and Force Awakens.
Yeah.
So I'm going to assume that maybe Ben Solo was born maybe 7 or 8 years into that. Which
After Revenge of the...
Yeah, because I'm assuming he's about...
Return of the Jedi.
I assume he's about 23, 24 now, and Rey's about 17 or 18.
Yeah.
So that would mean that probably if he went to Luke's Jedi school, if he was sent there, then he would have had to have decimated that school as like an 11 or 12-year-old kid.
Yeah.
Like, with Luke there. Like, he would have... it's unfathomable to think that Ben Solo has that kind of power as an 11, 12-year-old. It's someone else that went there and destroyed that school, and then I think took Ben Solo. Or Ben Solo aided someone who destroyed everything, and he took a few kids who were his friends, and they became the Knights of Ren. So it could have been Snoke that actually went there and destroyed the school.
So the only real...
But you did see Kylo Ren killing everybody in the scene.
No, you saw him standing there.
Yeah,
And whether or not that's then, we don't know. That could be a flash forward to when he goes looking for Luke now. Although there is one thing that goes against that, and that's depending on how many of those helmets he's got, is that he did leave his helmet on that bridge when he left. And
he did leave the lightsaber too.
Yeah.
He lost his lights because Ray sliced it in half, his lightsaber.
Yeah, so
he has no lightsaber, he has no helmet.
So you'd think it was a flashback, but then again, he could remake that stuff.
Yeah.
And I actually read an article why his lightsaber was all shimmery and all.
It's to do with the crystal used or something.
Wasn't stable,
But also his helmet's a bit battle hardened too by the looks of it. Because it's got a few dents.
Yeah.
Like he's
And
not
it's
very
pretty
good
heavy.
at parking. He's
Yeah, like whenever he put it down anywhere,
It just
boom, this thing weighs a ton. I'm glad I don't have to wear this shit anymore.
I didn't know voice changes could be so heavy.
my hair can flow freely now.
Yeah, maybe it's Maybelline. Actually, maybe Maybelline should get onto that. It's like, do you want thick black curly hair like Ben Solo? Maybelline. Hey, it's Maybelline.
He really does need a Maybelline head.
Yeah.
Jeez. Or a Revlon.
Because, he's got a face for Maybelline, hasn't he?
He uses a lot of conditioner.
Yeah.
With his big rabbit teeth at the front. Sorry, Adam Driver, but...
Is he related to Minnie Driver?
Oh.
It just seems weird that two
No, she's British, isn't she?
Yeah, probably. It just when I was looking at it, it just seemed that it's a bit weird that two good actors in Hollywood have the same surname. That's not a really common surname.
Wikipedia shows the family tree, so see if that... it would be a bit of a stretch, I mean...
No.
Yeah, one's British and one's American.
Siblings?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Okay.
Nope.
That's good.
But I hear what you're saying about all the similarities, and a lot of people have already talked about it, and that's all well and good. But let's talk about what it's not as well.
Well, there's one more similarity which I wanted to go through, which is directly from Star Wars, and that's in Star Wars you've got the moment where Obi-Wan gets killed by Darth Vader.
Yep.
And Luke Skywalker's standing there and he screams out, "No!" when he gets struck down and he falls into a pile of robes.
And in this you have...
Which is the only time I think that happens in Star Wars, when you get struck down and there's only left his robes. I don't think that happens. Like, everyone else seems to get cut in half and lies there for a while.
But
no one
Obi-Wan was the highest form of the light side of the Jedi, and that's supposedly one of...
Yoda did as well, actually.
Yeah, he disappeared.
But he just disappeared.
He disappeared too.
Yeah.
But I think that's the pinnacle of the light side of the Force, is to go into this stasis Force Ghost mode. Is the highest form of the light side of the Force. So
we'll get back to Force Ghost a little bit later, actually.
Hence why he's the most powerful.
It's a very important part of what could be a possible storyline in Episode 8, especially with Snoke and Kylo Ren. the rest of them. Now, I was in the middle of a point. Because the one glaring thing that happened to me after, I think maybe the third time I watched it, and I was watching when Han Solo gets when Kylo Ren gets a bit stabby, and
He's a bit
Stabberoo.
bit of lance.
yeah,
Lance through the tummy.
takes it out and old pops, and
Hey, pops.
yeah, and that moment was obviously it was very similar. You had Rey looking on from a distance, everyone looking on. He gets killed, and everyone screams no, and then this big firefight breaks out.
Yeah.
It's that Obi-Wan moment that's been repeated in a different scenario. And there's a lot of that in the film, I think, that's not direct copies, but reversioned events.
And that's the fourth time that somebody has fallen into a silo.
Yeah, they love silos.
Fourth time.
They've got to build their bridges.
Yeah.
None of the bridges have any things on the side.
They're too narrow.
They're too narrow. They've got no railings. Where's OH&S?
Galactico H&S is a lot to answer for.
Yeah, God. And, like, they've built 2 damn Death Stars, right?
Yeah.
Left fatal flaws in them twice.
Yeah. You think that?
They build one out of an entire bloody planet,
You think they'd learn?
and they do it again.
Yeah.
They do it again. Like, admittedly, they're not the Empire. They're the First Order. But you think you'd learn your lesson.
I guess it's kind of like
Third time.
the old,
Unlucky.
early James Bond films when Sean Connery gets singled out at the end of the movie to fight, the bad guy at the end. But it's always like that, I've trapped you now, I'll leave you to the shark tank. And then Sean Connery finds a way out of the shark tank, ends up blowing up the whole house on the side of the mountain, and then the movie's all done.
Well, that's how
So-
James Bond.
So it's classic Hollywood storytelling where, these people can get out of a sticky situation.
Yeah. Actually, remind me, I haven't seen
Like Get Smart too. Bit of Don Adams.
I haven't seen the new Bond movie yet.
You're not missing anything.
It's no good.
Oh, Spectre.
Yeah, down. Thumbs down.
Oh, a thumbs down from Jono. Okay.
I haven't seen
Well,
it yet.
I went and saw it, and I guess it's probably 7.5, which is nothing to rave about.
Yeah.
But
I mean, my enjoyment of James Bond films wavers up and down, like, violently. Like, I can hate a James Bond film and love it. I don't sit in the middle.
The best one I've seen so far is Thunderbolt. Yeah.
Thunderball. Is that Roger Moore?
Bolt.
Thunderbolt.
Sean Connery.
Oh, yeah.
The lamp shot.
Yeah, Thunderbolt.
Yeah. Anyways, Star Wars.
Yeah, anyway,
Star Wars.
Whoa.
We digress.
Yes, as we do.
Let's talk about Rey.
Yep.
Now,
She called the hunk of junk, that one.
let's go back to Origins. The possible, all the possible scenarios.
No, you got to do it with a British accent. Not that garbage.
Not that's cabbage.
No. Quick, or this podcast's going to fill with poison gas. Now, Rey. She's obviously some kind of orphan. They say...
She's British.
She's British, as half of the universe seems to be.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, she's been left on this planet. They never refer to parents in the film. They refer to family. Like her family left her there. She seems to have no memory of her parents at all.
Maybe she was her memory was wiped to protect her.
Or maybe they haven't shown
that
you
is
enough
one
yet.
theory going around.
Maybe they haven't shown you enough yet, and that's what Episode 8 goes into more detail.
It could, but we're here to speculate. So let's speculate. I'm speculating that she was actually a young child that ended up at Luke's Jedi training course, and Luke realised
she was strong with the Force.
Actually that she was another convergence
Of the Force.
same as his dad, and said, "We need to hide this kid away."
She's saying that Snoke created her.
No, I'm saying it's exactly the same as Anakin Skywalker was like an immaculate conception by the midichlorians.
By Snoke.
Or by Snoke, possibly by Snoke.
Why are we mentioning?
Sorry,
why are we
that
mentioning midichlorians? I thought that was off the table now.
Yeah, it's off the table, but I'm bringing
You bring it back.
Sorry, I meant Darth Plagueis.
Darth Plagueis.
Not Snoke, yeah.
Darth
Plagueis.
Plagueis, Snoke.
Yeah, so
Maz Kanata's boyfriend. That's a theory that I'm going to bring up a bit later. Now, yeah, so
She's pretty handy with her staff, which is a good sign.
pretty handy with stuff.
Yeah.
Pretty handy with tech.
Yeah.
Can fly things exactly
The same way Luke was pretty handy, fixing up things for his uncle.
Same as Anakin was.
Yeah.
Fixing everything out of the junkyards on Tatooine. Like he figured that,
and she calls the
when she's running, she calls the Millennium
Falcon garbage. And what did Luke call it in the beginning? Hunker junk.
What a hunk of junk!
So there's that tie in there, which would mean I don't believe that she's Luke's daughter.
Offspring. No.
But I think obviously with Anakin Skywalker being an immaculate conception and Luke being a derivative of that. I don't know. That's probably not a great word. A derivative. It's not like I'm an accountant. But, then obviously if she was conceived the same way, then it's possible that she was in some way she's taken in parts of the same character. I guess what I'm talking about is reincarnation. Yeah. So reincarnation in a similar way. So let's say it's Luke, Darth Vader reincarnated, or parts of him are reincarnated.
In Rey.
Yeah, similar like Force Ghosts and all that kind of stuff. So the life force surrounds you.
So he's reincarnated as a female.
Yeah, yeah. And it just so happens to be, but like she puts on the helmet the same way that Anakin Skywalker did with the.
Yeah. And did you notice?
I noticed that too. But not the first time around, but definitely the second time around. You've noticed all those little similarities.
Did you notice the doll in the AT-AT?
Yeah.
Was it filled with hay too?
No, that was it was like a X-wing
style.
Yeah, pilot.
Oh, look,
it looked like Skywalker.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like one of those voodoo dolls. Like
yeah,
and
it's a bit. Don't you think?
Voodoo doll.
Yeah, it's just stabbing it with little lightsabers.
So either somebody gave that to her, or she created it.
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
Because there could have been like with the helmet, there could have been a leftover orange suit as well. Hence, how she knew it was orange.
Because people have obviously told her about what happened.
Yeah.
Because when she finds out about Luke Skywalker, her eyes were like.
Yeah.
So she knows the legends and the myths. Or whatever they want to
can you just hear me out here? Because there seems to be a fair bit of space junk and AT-AT galactic leftovers on Jakku. Now, what do you reckon Jakku is like? How similar is that to Tatooine? In that, what is it? Is it just coincidence that the Galactic had a battle near Jakku and there's heaps of stuff on the planet?
Well, part of the one of the battles in Battlefront, the game, is the Battle of Jakku.
Oh.
So it's like
it's
kind of like a post Return of the Jedi battle scene.
Okay, so
it's like one of the frontiers where they faced off.
Yeah, right. Good.
After the Jedi.
Yeah, because and this is why it's a bit confusing with the Tatooine similarities. It's like, okay, that explains why there's obviously a big battle there.
Yeah, and there's a whole series of books that have been released, so they've actually just got an order from Book Depository that actually go through the few months and weeks and stuff after Return of the Jedi and what the Empire do and how they regroup and the battles that they go through and all that kind of stuff.
Which sounds really fascinating and from seeing the artwork that you brought to work and seeing the level of artwork quality, like that wasn't too flimsily drawn. Didn't look like Star Wars Rebels type characterization. It was like they tried to make it look human. The Han Solo realism, the Leia realism, just in the way it was hand drawn. That's just classic.
Yeah, I mean, like Marvel aren't going to let a graphic novel.
No.
That's not going to meet their style.
Because a lot of us kids would have probably had it when we were growing up, but there was one particular. It wasn't a hardback cover, but it was a heavy cardboard cover of, Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, and it was printed on that paper that turns yellow, and it's like you can see the dots in the screen because the color, like the resolution of the color, and that was not up to standard like what with modern printing we got now. Yeah. So they had there's only a certain level of detail in those comics, whereas now those images, I think a lot of that stuff, a lot of modern comics now with Marvel and that, a lot of them are drawn simply on tablets and on computers. There's no more inkers as such, or
no, well, there is like going through the guys. There's still like the font guys and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
that do the writing and that kind of stuff.
But you can kind of see where that computer aided painting comes. You can actually see it in some comics.
Yeah, well, I mean, like. You guys,
for the Transformers comic I've seen, you can see. You can see that.
Have you guys, as designers, have you used any of those
tablets?
Those tablet pads with Photoshop?
With the touch sensitive,
the
pen stylus.
Yeah, is it the bamboo like inch-was type things? Where they are? You plug them in and you use Photoshop and you.
No, I've never.
Yeah, I know. There's a girl I used to go to uni with. She lives in London now, and I think she digitally draws. She's pretty proficient. Yeah, so that's her.
It's more for people who do illustrations and sketches and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's moved on from what you saw. What was that movie Kevin Smith was in with Ben Affleck back in the old days, and they all wanted to be
Jay and Silent Bob.
Well, they wanted to be,
what was that movie?
What do you mean?
I think it was it Kevin Smith and Ben Affleck wanted to be a comic book.
Jay and Silent Bob, was it?
Was that the movie?
Wanted to be comic books.
It was one of those.
Was it Dogma?
Could have been Dogma.
No, Dogma's that religious one. Where, where Matt Damon and Ben Affleck lose their shit.
Mallrats? No,
not Mallrats.
Clerks
is in black and white. That's not that one.
It was Jay and Silent Bob. I think, I don't know. I've seen Jay and Silent Bob.
I just remember one of their movies that you could see. Maybe it wasn't Kevin Smith, but you could see all of the that they were kind of like wannabe like comic book people.
Yeah.
But sorry, my memory's a bit rusty because it was way back in the early 90s.
And he hasn't slept in 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, bit rusty. Yes.
Going back to Ray. Now, there's one other thing that I did notice about Ray throughout the film. It's just that there are certain moments in the film where when Kylo Ren or Snoke or someone find out that
there's a girl involved,
and it's like
they lose their shit.
Yeah, they lose their shit. Like Kylo Ren force chokes
the guy. Yeah.
Snoke's like, bring the girl to me. Like, there's been an awakening. Have you felt it? Kind of, and like it's like they almost know, not who she is, but she exists.
Yeah.
And now they think they know who it is, and like it's like they knew that this kid who was like Anakin Skywalker, who was supposed to be the chosen one, who was that there was another girl like that somewhere that's been hidden, and now they've found her.
So could this be tying back into the bringing balance to the Force?
Well, that's the entire thing with Star Wars, right? Is that the Jedis are always trying to win, and the Sith are always trying to win, but there's no balance without both of them.
Yeah.
So you'll be in perpetual battle because there'll always be dark side and light side, and that's what balance is. You can't just have all light. So like,
so when you say to someone,
so the Jedi will never win.
This person
Jedi
will bring.
Never win, the Sith will never win.
This person will bring. Is this the one that will bring balance to the Force? Like bringing balance to the Force, and what you're saying is that it's this non-stop.
Well, part of this kind
war.
Of the rumoured Snoke background is that that's why he chose Ben Solo, because he wanted someone that's come from light to learn the dark, so there's a balance within them, and that's what he kind of wants. Like he doesn't want someone that's all light or all dark. He wants something that sits in between.
Yeah,
which is why I don't believe he's a Sith.
But
because you're a Sith,
maybe he was a Sith and then.
But he's a Sith. Why would he make the Knights of Ren?
But if
why wouldn't he just make Sith?
If you're not a Sith, can you learn the dark side? Can you?
What about
Well, aren't the Sith
hang on,
just a
how
part of
about
the
this?
dark
How
side?
about this though? Like one of the comments in the prequels is that oh no, sorry, Yoda said it. Was it Yoda was talking to Ben Kenobi and they were saying when there's like a like a Sith Lord, there's always an apprentice, or
There's always two.
there's always two. Who said that? That was what
Yoda.
Yoda said
Yeah.
it, did he? There's always two. So if there's always two,
There must be some in training.
yeah.
There must be
So maybe if Snoke is outside of that realm, that at least there can be an Emperor and a Sith training wheel
Yeah,
Sith thing.
because why I still haven't watched a lot of it, mainly because I didn't really like the animated Clone Wars stuff. I've just started watching Rebels now and I'm really enjoying it. But there was a few episodes that in the Clone Wars animated series that I watched where they actually went to the planet where Darth Maul was from and they started trying to choose them and train them. So there is a method within the old canon where that would happen, where there's people being trained in the dark side of the Force in the background before they get to being a Sith. So there must be some tier 2 Sith floating around, like shiny shoes.
So Darth,
They might be the Imperial Guard.
Darth Maul was the creme de la creme of the top of the Sith chain.
Yeah.
Hence, he was his Emperor Palpatine's personal sidekick type.
Yeah. So, and like even in the Clone Wars and Revenge of the Sith, in a certain time frame, you had the Emperor, had Dooku, you had Anakin, you had General Grievous who had been trained. So there is training in the dark side of the forces that goes on outside of just the two Sith. So it happens.
Count is an interesting. I don't know if they called him Count because he played Dracula roles in the old films. Because in his heyday, he did lots of scary movies. Which is great.
Yeah.
Maybe it sounded cool. Count Dooku.
Count Dooku.
Dooku.
Yeah, we're still on Rey.
All right.
Yep.
There have been people who have been decrying how quickly she learns the Force.
Yeah.
Well, remember when Luke learned how to fly an X-Wing?
Yeah.
And when Anakin learned how to do the pod racing?
Yeah.
But people didn't remember that.
Didn't Luke fly a smaller class ship? Like he trained in a smaller class ship on his home planet.
Yeah, but he had to turn off the bloody targeting computer and shoot a couple of photon torpedoes.
He never flew a X-Wing
But
before.
he had more discussions with Ben Kenobi than Rey's Force by osmosis,
he spent 2 days.
which is a longer
He
stretch.
spent 2 days in the row with Obi-Wan Kenobi.
But he mastered the X-Wing in like no time, and then he blew up the Death Star.
Yeah, like she's just
pretty much the same thing.
She's just using a lightsaber, for God's sake.
And maybe she's stronger in the Force than Luke was.
Yeah, because Luke's not a convergence, remember? So this is like Anakin.
Yeah.
She's the new version of Anakin. And I was speaking of which, we were looking for it and we'll post it in the notes. Like there is an article on the web somewhere where if you look at Daisy Ridley,
her face and
the original young Anakin Skywalker, that they look incredibly alike. Like, and whether it's by intention or not, there's definitely something there. I'm 100% sure she's a convergence.
We shall see in the next one.
I'm willing to stake
your life,
this podcast on it.
Well,
all of it.
No, but it'd be good though because I mean, like whatever future battles ensue, I'm liking her because she's already obviously because she's wicked with the staff already. I could believe that she could wield the lightsaber quite comprehensively.
She can handle herself she's fighting off the.
So that'll be good because obviously because now they've found Luke and she's going to go on space adventures with Chewie and hopefully Finn comes back into the picture and I
reckon that he's going to have some robotic thing on his spine to help him.
Like an exoskeleton?
Yeah, exoskeleton, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because his spine was ripped up by Kylo Ren.
But yeah.
Is that what happened in that bit?
Yeah, he ripped his, he
like ripped open the entire rib
spine,
cage down
yeah.
the back. Yeah.
Oh, because it was all happened very too quickly for to take in.
It was a telling blow.
Because I realised the second time watching it that Ray got a fantastic swipe in right at the end.
Oh,
Yeah, and I didn't realise, like from what you were saying before, John, is that she actually broke his lightsaber but cut his face too. So he's got this badass scar that will really make him a bad boy. So
there's another theory which we'll talk about when we come to Snoke.
all right.
Snoke,
About the scar, yeah.
the scars, yes. Scars are a big talking point.
Chicks dig scars.
Melty face. Everyone loves a melty face.
Everyone loves a melty face.
He looked like mozzarella, like coming off the side of a pizza in the oven. And that's what his mouth looked like. But his voice, was it Andy Serkis did his Snoke's voice?
Serkis, yeah.
So, did he do the voice or just the motion?
Motion capture and voice, yeah.
And voice, because Andy Serkis was the guy. He was also in Ultron. Was he in Ultron?
Ultron?
Age of Ultron.
That was David. No. Who's the guy from the Blacklist? What's his name?
Oh, the Blacklist.
He was selling the adamantium.
David
to
Spader?
David Spader.
Yeah. Is that his name?
Yeah, David Spader on the Blacklist, yeah.
Alright.
Yeah. Now, whilst we're talking about lightsabers, Maz Kanata. She's got the lightsaber from Luke. She's also got the box that was in Obi-Wan's little shack out in the desert.
She was Obi-Wan's girlfriend.
Like, how did she get the box, for starters?
Yeah.
So that box was exactly the same box that was in Ben Kenobi's little hut at the start of.
It's the same box. Oh. But, even more than that, how the hell did she get that lightsaber? Luke's arm got cut off.
She has the arm
Empire
somewhere.
Strikes Back, and somehow she went and got that arm from down the bloody thing.
Maybe what we don't really know about these endless pits of doom is that actually there is a bottom to these vast.
Because Luke fell in it and just happened to be sitting on an exhaust port.
No. He
He
gets sucked into an involved.
No, but when he's there in the bottom and that thing just happens to open exactly where he is, and there happens to be an antenna.
Yeah, but that's a self-cleaning shaft. You know, that's.
Yeah, well, see,
this is technology we've got to look forward to.
When I thought about the lightsaber being recovered, I just imagined, the pigmen from Empire Strikes Back with all the parts in the room. All the pigmen just going through the tunnels
And then find it.
And then Maz.
So to get the box, she would have had to know Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah, she would have had to go out to Obi-Wan Kenobi's digs. Yeah.
But as she said, it's a story for another time.
It is a story.
If they bring her back. Do you reckon they'll bring her back for the...
Yeah, she's coming back.
She'll be back.
Oh, that's good to know.
She'll be back because I've got a theory.
Oh, okay.
I've got a theory which no one else on the interwebs, I don't think, has pronounced. Ever.
Okay.
She's Darth Vader. Because if you look at the scar on her face...
Duck
She's
Vader.
Dark Vader. She's Dark Vader.
But still, that is a storyline on how she got the lightsaber. But, okay, I'm going to go with my theory now. I'm going to go early. If you look at Snoke, a still of Snoke, even though he's all mangled and
His face, yeah.
crispied and whatever's gone on, you put Maz Kanata side by side in terms of their structure, their neck, their facial features and stuff. I think they're the same race.
Ah, okay. So she could potentially be quite old as well.
Well, she's
like 1,000 years
well,
old.
Han Solo said going to the thing that she's been running the place for 1,000 years, which is Snoke's supposed to have been hanging about in the background during the entire prequel and trilogy.
So she knows of the Force, but she doesn't use the Force.
No. So, which also led me to think, but I'm not sure, purely because of the ears, whether or not Snoke and Maz Kanata are the same race as Yoda. Are they? Or a similar race? But the eyeballs...
I wasn't really looking at her
Jim-Bob.
ears. I wasn't really looking at her ears.
Similar
Oh,
eyes.
someone's already posted a picture of them together.
No, that's just the official photos. That we
Yeah. So I'm telling you,
Kind of similar.
So Snoke's got a pretty nasty gash on the top of his head.
Yeah.
That gash on his head looks a little bit like Darth Vader.
Yeah, that's
when
another theory that I
when
wanted
he's
to...
polishing his helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another theory.
No, let's go ahead with this
Oh.
now.
No.
John,
So yeah, if you look at the structure of the scar,
Yeah.
it's pretty similar to when Darth Vader takes his helmet off.
in Return of the Jedi at the end there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, when he's in the
He's getting cleaned in Empire Strikes Back, isn't he?
that scene.
And then
And
one
you
of
see the
the
scar on his face.
one of the generals walks in to speak to him.
Yeah, we don't really see his top head scar until he takes his helmet off and Luke's there, do you? When he's
No.
you see it before.
When he's in his like circular cube thing,
Yeah.
it's like his sanctuary on the inside. Was it on the Death Star or was it on one of the Star Destroyers?
One of the Star Destroyers.
Yeah.
Because the scar is in the exact same spot.
Did any of you guys read
that.
anything about the holocron training with the?
Yes, I did. The holocron training.
So
yeah.
what? Look, I need to be schooled on holocron because I'm not watching Star Wars Rebels
Well,
or
it's
Clone.
Think of we'll go to another series, Superman with the crystals. How everything's all stored in the crystals in his.
So that's where all the knowledge is kept
So all the knowledge
inside.
is kept, and like you can converse with
Other-
people from Krypton and stuff.
Oh.
It's the same thing. So you're getting schooled by allegedly like a
Because
artificial intelligence
someone was saying that.
version of
Because someone was saying that where the light side holocron was kept, they also kept a Sith version nearby,
Yeah, well, there are
And-
people that think that Snoke is just a holocron.
and he's not actually real as per se.
No.
But it's not like
What,
an
he's not-
artificial intelligence.
he's not real
thing
at all?
either.
Well, it's a possibility that he's not real at all.
So it's not really sort of artificial intelligence sort of thing, is it?
Well, it's
Is it technological or is it?
it's like say you were to say you were dying and we had the ability to dump your data in
Consciousness,
your brain into
yeah.
the computer.
Yeah,
Then that computer, close to AI or something, would
react.
would would create you in like a hologram form
yeah.
and react and answer things the same way as you would. So
Interesting.
that's an option. It'd be a pretty boring storyline if that was the case. It'd be pretty boring.
Yeah,
Oh, it's a hologram. It's a hologram. It's
Yeah.
a hologram.
Yeah.
It's pretty exciting.
that's
stuff.
that's a bit of a fizzer because
Yeah. You want someone real that's been hiding back in the shadows for 1,000 years, waiting for his
No,
chance.
yeah, I'm sure it'll be real.
Yeah. Like I expect him to be much like.
it's very similar, isn't it?
The scar, yeah.
It's so similar. Wow, could it be?
Could it be?
Could it be?
It would be like.
Is his face melty because he was burnt in the pit
That-
by Skywalker too? Luke Skywalker burnt him.
That would be like a
He cooked him.
Jerry Springer type thing going on there because that would take some work on the storyline to bring
Yeah,
that.
it's been...
Bring that.
So he comes out on Jerry Springer and goes, "Hey Luke, I still am your father."
Like Luke didn't really burn me. He just burnt the suit,
And he
Yeah.
thought because he wanted to get back to the Ewok party.
and then like,
He had VIP tickets.
But
that
then,
night.
but then he sees his Force ghost.
and
Remember?
then like the Force go, but it was young Anakin.
Oh yeah, what happened to the old
proper one,
Anakin?
remember? Like the old guy's still alive. But young Anakin, he's done. Whatever. Yeah, the Force Ghost is there. There's no way that Darth Vader's alive still.
There's also,
So that shoots down why he's got a scar on the top of his head.
there's also a theory that it's Kylo Ren from the future.
Yeah, but
Oh.
his scar was on the side of his
Whoa.
face, not the top.
Or Rip Hunter on us.
Yeah, gonna Rip Hunter, time travel.
Time travel. Jeez.
Because the next director
Yeah.
did Looper, you remember? Looper?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Hang
That's
on, the
another
next
theory.
episode is the same director as Looper.
Yep.
Yes.
Ryan Johnson.
Ryan Johnson.
Okay, because we picked up Looper on DVD, but Trish and I haven't watched it yet, so
Looper.
Looper's pretty good.
we haven't
Luke-
watched Looper. No.
Looper's pretty good. There's another.
The classic tale of time travel and fixing the past.
No,
There are loopholes.
There are-
But not like Inception. Not like
Yeah.
Inception.
No, not like-
sort
yeah.
of-
because sometimes when I think of Looper, I get it mixed up with
Inception.
with
Jumper.
with
Yeah.
Hayden Christensen in it again.
That's
And then
shit.
there's a kid in the movie. He
That's
goes,
things,
"I see loopy people."
Well, there is a kid in there, and he's like,
That was one of the
I-
best endings to a movie when Bruce Willis finds out he's a dead guy.
I actually went through
Damn.
Hayden Christensen's
filmography.
film role, and I actually read an article where like he walked away from films for a while to find himself or do whatever. Right?
Where was he living in?
No, it's probably just because you're a crappy actor. Yeah. But he actually came back and made this. It's like a Christian film, whatever, and like it's about this film. He had a car accident.
Hayden Christensen made a Christian film.
Wow.
Yeah. And he came back from a car accident, and it's just like this story where he survived against all odds and come back. It's a great story, but you watch the trailer, and you just sit there and just goes,
Nah.
"You've gotten worse. You're a worse actor than you were." Like
Poor
years
guy.
ago. And he's got this fake moustache.
Because his acting,
Although I think it actually might be real, it just looks fake.
his acting was so bad that people were saying, "No, he's not a bad actor. It's just George Lucas can't direct
No,
people,
no.
and
No,
it's
he's just a bad actor.
He's just a bad actor.
No,
yeah.
because me.
Sorry,
Jono-
Hayden.
Me and Jono were
Sorry, mate.
discussing in the car on the way here because we're talking about the Golden Globes today, and Leo finally won an award for Best Actor. And just,
No, he's won it before in Golden Globes, but he hasn't won it
he has won an Oscar.
at the Oscar. Yeah.
Yeah, and we just go, he's going to win an Oscar, like for Revenant. Which have you seen that?
I've heard it's just come out.
You have to see it.
Literally just come out.
Like me and Jono both seen.
It's mind blowing.
Off the hook, like awesome film.
Ah,
and we were just
right.
discussing how disappointed we were that imagine if Leo had actually decided to take the Anakin Skywalker role.
Yeah.
Just how much it would have possibly improved the films. Just
Okay.
Would he have that?
hey,
Because his directing was shit.
yeah, but he would have made more out of it than Hayden Christensen could.
Well, after seeing,
He would have delivered the "I hate sand" line much better.
yeah,
And I think he would have dragged.
I hate sand.
And I think like Natalie Portman is generally a pretty good actress,
yep.
but she dialed that in, and her acting was
Yeah, 'cause-
was horrible.
'cause her-
and I think she got dragged down by Hayden Christensen.
Yeah, but
she go no-
because
nothing about
she's quite good in Thor. I've got to hand it to
Yeah.
her. She's pretty good in Thor.
Oh, Black
Black
Swan.
Swan.
Yeah, all that.
Yeah, amazing.
But for
still
me,
an
like,
actress.
and what would have done it for me too with Leo doing Anakin's
people
role.
did
Years ago, I saw the
Put this light on, guys.
The Departed, and
The Departed,
and it was basically him against another cop. They sent Leo into the slums and the underbelly, and who was the other guy? The other policeman that Matt Damon was the Matt Damon. He was
Put it off.
he was on the other side of the fence.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
But Leo was gold in that movie.
Leo's been like early on. I don't know whether you guys have seen the Basketball Diary.
No, I haven't seen
one
that.
of his early films. Such a good film. You guys should see that.
Oh,
Like
okay.
it's off the hook good. So good.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, insane.
Why have I never heard of it?
It was kind of like an indie film at the time.
Oh, okay.
And it's kind of got some it's got some themes in it which probably I'm going to say it was like late 90s, early 2000s when it came out. It's around about the same time as Romeo and Juliet. And there's some themes in there of drug taking and stuff like that, which and it's a true story, this film.
Yeah.
Almost all these movies are good.
Yeah, and it,
Well, that one where he's on the island and
Oh,
that shark attack that just scarred me for for life.
There's another
movie-
animal attack in The Revenant, which is like
the animal attacker.
so
Can
real.
you? Well, I
You
haven't.
see a little bit of it on the.
I haven't read
The
any.
bear.
I haven't read any synopsises for the Revenant, but in a nutshell, what is it?
It's based on a true story.
It's a father. It's a man trying to fight for his life to survive in the American wilderness back in 1800s, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Early 1900s, and his son dies, and he goes for redemption. I think that's pretty much the story.
But in
redemption.
the real story, there was no son involved. It was
Yeah.
just
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they've
Okay.
Hollywoodized it a little bit, but I think
Right.
it's to its
yeah.
still the film's still so damn good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are we talking like Canadian Rockies or American or...
It wasn't filmed. They were out there for 9 months. I watched the making of it the other day. I can't remember where it was. They were in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like literally like in the middle of goddamn nowhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it was all natural light. They didn't use
they
any
didn't
artificial
lights or
light.
anything. It's all just natural light.
Oh,
It was the same director as made Birdman.
Birdman.
Have you seen that?
Alejandro
Lots of flowing shots as well.
Alejandro Inarritu.
Alejandro.
Yeah, so
Lovely name.
yeah, it's really good. How did we get onto Leonardo DiCaprio? Oh, because of
Anakin.
Anakin. Yeah, yeah.
Annie.
yeah. So
Oh, Annie.
yeah. So would Star Wars been eligible for Golden Globes? Or was it too close?
Well,
Was it be eligible for Oscars? I guess so.
because Revenant was released last week.
Yeah, it was, and they would have got the early submit the DVDs for review for. So it didn't even get into musical scores or anything.
No, they get nominated.
Not even like. I don't think there are any special.
I think
effects at
the Hateful
Golden
Eight
Globes.
won best score.
Yeah, best original score. Yeah, but you'd think that. I don't think there's any special effects at Golden Globes though, is there?
No,
I didn't see.
no.
Any. So you'd expect it to win that in, at least.
Yeah.
Nothing. They gave us nothing
Well, they're laughing at this.
except for Ricky Gervais. That was the only highlight of
They
today.
got the billions, so they don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care about a golden
Yeah.
statue when they got the billions.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Billions. Okay, let's talk about Finn. What do we all think of Finn? I thought he was really fun. It was good.
He's like the new generation Han Solo,
Yeah.
kind of.
Yeah, I think there's almost two hounds.
Yeah.
Like there's like two versions of the Han now. You got the Finn and
you got the Poe, yeah.
Yeah, so you got
And what was Han Solo's nickname for him? Big Deal? Okay,
Yeah.
okay, Big Deal.
Yeah, you're kind of a big deal. Yeah.
You kind of got a bromance with Poe and Finn.
Oh yeah, the Poe
The
Finn
bromance,
thing.
yeah.
The Finn Poe.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah, I
but
don't
Luke,
think-
Luke and Han had it. They shared a bit of a bromance towards the end.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
no,
but they took a while to like each other. But these
Yeah.
guys
Yeah.
hit it off from,
Yeah,
from
and-
the
Yeah,
get-go.
but
And like
Luke was a young like teenager, and Han's already been around the traps a little bit. So
yeah, but the internet's going full on going past bromance into
Yeah.
like the first homosexual type relationship on Star Wars type thing.
What?
That's where it's kind of heading.
right.
Which I don't see. I mean, I'd have got no problem with it, but I don't see Star Wars and where they're targeting their market.
Nah, that's
I
it.
can't see Disney doing that. Like, I can't see the mouse going, yeah, right. We'll do
Well,
Ray walks in on Finn and
where
Poe
has
making out.
Disney in the past explored those themes, Pat?
Well, I mean, they've got different movie production things that deal with.
Was
all
it
those-
Frozen? Was maybe the first one that explored characters that could
What's in Frozen?
the lumberjack guy in the
Is he gay?
What do you mean? I've only seen Frozen once, so I can't recall anything.
the guy that was in the hut,
Hut?
and they came across
Jabba.
the guy in the hut.
Jabba the Hutt.
I know.
No, I'll have to rewatch it.
Yeah. But Disney have never really explored those themes before, have
Well,
they?
not through their PG film houses, but I mean they've got all different.
They got TV shows with,
studios
like,
that do
yeah.
all kinds of stuff. So, I mean, they can cover anything. They've just got to put it under.
I think they have a TV show with lesbian moms.
Yeah. So,
Oh, okay.
so they can do it, but I just
Yeah, it's just why I asked, has Disney gone down that path yet? I don't know.
I just don't think Disney would do it with Star Wars.
No,
Because they're
too
trying-
precious.
Yeah, it's a bit too precious, and for their marketing of who they're marketing to, the age groups. And
Yeah.
stuff, I don't think they'd do it. I don't like. I don't think any of us would have any problem with it. But
One of the things that I'm still a bit confused about with Finn is that it's great that he escaped the First Order, which will shed light on the formation of the First Order, because he'll know all about it. And that tells you the story of all the indoctrination and the family he was stolen from. He'd never met his family and that, which I think is fantastic.
Yeah.
And the idea of a defector trying to just do right, love that. I just believed it, because you could see his body language. He just pulled off.
yeah. Well, me and Jono discussed his acting as a stormtrooper in the last podcast, and how well he portrayed emotions even behind the mask.
Yeah, that's the first time he felt emotions for a stormtrooper.
Yeah, because usually they're really robotic and rigid and whatever. But this time, like, there's a particular scene where when the Death Squad had just killed everyone,
And he just
in
loads
that
his gun.
village,
Yeah.
and he's standing there. Then there's like a big electrical spark or
Yeah.
explosion, and he's
Yeah.
like, "Oh!"
Yeah.
and he like shudders away from it, and like Kylo Ren's just standing there looking at him, just going,
You
"You weak,
you son of a...
effing 2A."
But yeah, I mean, yeah, he's got. He did wield the lightsaber and whatnot, but yeah, no force powers or.
No, he's like Han Solo.
He's just a Han Solo.
He's a Han Solo.
Which is why they gave him that jacket, I guess, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you keep it.
No, he
it
keep
suits
it,
you.
buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it suits you.
Yeah. I wonder if one of them is, I think, will likely get killed in the next episode.
Who?
Either Poe or Finn, I think.
No,
Where does Poe fit in post The Force Awakens? He's a good pilot, but where does he fit in now?
well, it's like the trio, like Luke, Leia, and Han. So this is like the new generation.
And you got to remember, Luke was
Trio.
friends with Wedge Starlighter. Was that his name?
Wedge Antilles.
Wedge Antilles,
Yeah.
who was there at the beginning and he was there at the end of the Return of the Jedi. So
Yeah.
you don't want to go throwing away your best pilots too quickly.
No, but yeah.
And Oscar Isaac, you know,
Yeah, he's like, everybody loves him. I don't think
Oh,
they
yeah,
film up.
yeah, it's tremendous in the film, but or Finn will turn.
which is going to be hard for me when I go see X-Men Apocalypse and
Because Finn could easily turn back.
with seeing him pull off
Pose,
the most powerful mutant ever, and it's going from, like he said in the last podcast, swashbuckler to ultimate evil mutant. Like, it's going to be interesting to see how he pulls that off.
Oh, yeah.
He's an awesome actor. So.
Yeah, he won a Golden Globe today
Yeah.
for something.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't think I saw the film that he
I haven't seen that.
he did. Or the
See, I figured him as a dark brooding type, some sort of...
he seems to have some...
he's got sad
He's
eyes.
got some kind of comic timing.
Yeah.
in him, I think he's...
Well, he had great comic timing in Force Awakens.
Yeah,
And so did Finn too.
Yeah, so... Yeah, Finn could turn back, I reckon.
Turn back.
Turn back to the First Order.
Oh.
That could be a turn. Put Rey up against Finn.
Oh, the switcheroo,
Yes.
where Rey goes to the dark side, and Kylo Ren.
I mean, there's obviously a connection between Rey and Finn, right? In terms of a romantic.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did the little peck on the forehead as...
Thing quite
Yeah,
can.
you get better now.
If Rey and Finn hook up, that's the first time a stormtrooper is going to hit something.
As many a meme has said,
Very.
these memes are writing themselves.
Because she was very upset when he was ducking off to the Outer Rim.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's pissed.
Man's
She's
did.
pissed off,
Yeah.
big time. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then there's also the big hug when they run into each other on stuff.
It was very sensual.
How did you do that? Yeah, that was,
Yes. Yeah. How'd you get out?
Hug later.
Yeah. Hug,
Hug later, kids. Jeez.
hug it out, bitches. Yeah. So, be interesting to see where those characters go because both of them need to get fleshed out more.
Yep.
I mean, like as big a character as Poe was in the film.
Yep.
You didn't get to really know that much about him, other than he's a good pilot and he's a hero and he's whatever, right? And same a little bit with Finn. You don't really know that much about who he is, or still even what his motives are, because I don't think he's probably sorted out himself.
But he's going to be important in the future because he's obviously been in the inner sanctum of the First Order, so he's really the only Resistance's inner guide.
He was only in sanitation.
Yeah, but
Sanitation?
but we can use the Force.
That's not how the Force works.
And that was actually Chewie's greatest, or his second. Chewie had two great lines in the film.
One was when
he goes, I'm cold, and then Han Solo to
You're cold?
You're cold, and then when the medic's treating him at the end, yes, you were very brave, and he's like,
my friend died.
the best Chewie out of any of the Chewies that have been in the other films. That was the best Chewie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with that by far, actually, yeah. No,
awesome.
You're right, actually.
Like, Chewie, like, I always liked Chewie, but after The Force Awakens, like, Chewie's like one of my favourite characters.
Yeah.
Like, he's now I'm like, I've warmed to Chewie, and I've got this feeling that, like, that crazy brave bastard is going to dive in front of, like, a bomb or a lightsaber or something and
You can see it coming.
save Rey or someone.
I think I had more...
And he's just lost weight.
Yeah, but I see...
a lot of weight in the prequels.
But it's funny because I see Chewie in a little bit different light now too because I decided to watch at least 15 minutes of the Star Wars Christmas special and seeing, was it his wife or mum at home or something?
His mum.
It was his mum, wasn't
His
it?
mum, dad.
The wife with
Was
the apron.
was that
on.
Chewie's wife?
Was his wife
In
or the
that-
mum?
The one with the apron doing the cooking's his wife,
Yeah.
and then the one the grey one.
His dad?
That's his creepy porn loving dad.
Oh, jeez.
He has a stash of porn mags next to him.
Yeah.
Oh.
And like during the film, like he watches this like girl doing dancing and kind of semi-soft porn. It's amazing. I watch it every year, but I have to watch it in stages because I can't get through them.
I've skipped through it just because I want to see what happens.
It's so bad.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked that it made it to TV, and
well, George Lucas said he was busy, so he kind of left it to them and didn't realise what was going on.
left it to who?
Left it to the guys. I think it was. It was
What, the people who made Teletubbies?
CBS or something. I think. I actually wrote an article about it on the website. I can't remember the network that did it, but Jesus.
Because there's some scenes where they look out of the treehouse and it's all like concept art. Like, say,
Yeah, like you look down and it's like it's like they slid this picture in front of it. And then like this horrible kind of green screening where like Chewie's son's walking along the beam and like he's like skipping along and just,
I think it's my mission this year is to sit down. Now that we've got Apple TV up and running, I just want to find the video on YouTube and see if I can sit through the whole thing.
You know what I bought?
Including the little pop music bit that I saw.
You got to do it. If you can get through that entire thing in one sitting, which I've only done once.
I don't think I can.
Like every year, like I got it. Was it last Christmas? The Christmas before? Like I watched it on YouTube and stuff before, but I got the
VHS rip on YouTube is really good quality.
Yeah.
And
it's the quality that it is. The same quality that I've got on my DVD.
Good.
You probably need to drop acid or something before you watch it.
No, you don't need to.
No, you don't need
it does it for you.
Yeah, but whilst we're talking about B-grade Star Wars spin-offs,
Yes.
I was tossing and turning all over the post-Christmas period thinking, should I do it? Should I not do it? It's $70. Do I really want to pay $70 for these?
What's this?
There's an Ewok like Caravan of Courage and Battle of Endor like
Movie?
double DVD. Like there were these shitty spin-offs, like just the Ewok only spin-offs.
Is this the one where the title contains the Caravan of Courage?
Yes, the Caravan of Courage.
Oh,
So I bought them from Amazon in UK. Get them here. And they're like $70 Australian. That's the cheapest you could get them. They're selling on like Amazon in the US, but like $200 and stuff, like because you can't get them probably because no one wants them. But I've got them. They're on their way.
Have you watched it?
No. When we do
hang on.
When we do get them,
You could have a sit-in, yeah.
we should sit down and we'll record it.
Just record it.
We'll watch them here. Watch them here.
Yeah. And we'll sit down and we'll just do like a live commentary on the Caravan of Courage.
That's genius.
Yeah. Yeah.
And horrifying at the same time.
Oh,
yeah.
Because I've only seen Caravan of Courage once, and it was when I was a kid and I went to see it at the cinema.
Where does the term caravan... Why is the term caravan in the title?
From my memory, the Caravan of Courage comes from... the story is like this family crashes on Endor.
Yeah.
Oh.
They're there, and then one of their family members, I think, gets abducted or gets missing or something, and like it's kind of like a little bit like Lord of the Rings type thing.
And they go looking
They get a
for
group of Ewoks, and they have to go off. And I just remember this giant spider in this cave or whatever, and they had to get past the
Oh, that's a
giant
rip-off
spider.
of Lord of the Rings.
Yes, very much. Yeah, which I didn't know at the time because I hadn't had anything to do with Lord of the
Yeah,
Rings.
but J.R. Tolkien was around a long time ago, so...
yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that is Caravan of Courage, and I've never seen the other one.
well, I actually haven't seen any footage from Caravan of Courage, so I won't cheat on YouTube. I'll wait till
I think I've seen Battle of Endor.
Yeah,
When I was a kid, though.
yeah. I don't think many people even know that
Yeah.
exists. Because I mean, like, the Ewoks obviously weren't popular characters. They were kind of like these Jar Jar Binks of the time.
Yeah. Oh, I like that.
Was that the reaction
'Cause I
back
used
in
to
the
watch the
mid '80s?
cartoon.
Was it? Was that?
I used to watch the cartoon back in the day, the Ewoks
Yeah,
cartoon.
I
Was it Ewoks
recall.
go?
Yeah.
What? You didn't know this?
I think I've wiped out from my memory. Ewoks
But
go.
I grew up with that.
there's a whole
Oh, no,
cartoon sequence with Boba Fett in the Christmas special too,
Oh yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
and he's like giving like helpful advice to Luke.
Yeah, he's like,
Like,
give your friend a Luke.
Luke just, you know. Oh no, hang on. Who knocks Boba Fett into the pit of Sarlacc? It wasn't Luke, was it?
Wasn't it?
I think it was Han or Lando.
Accidentally. It was an
Lando,
accident.
Yes, Han like whacked him in the back of his jetpack.
Accidentally,
Then he
yeah.
flew off into Jabba's sail barge, and then he
It's-
dropped down.
Okay, yeah, okay.
It was an accident.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
purely accident.
Yeah, it's weird though because in the Battlefront game, when you play the Battlefront game, you see this scene where he uses his jetpack to get out of the pit of Sarlacc, and one of the voiceovers is like, "I'm not going there again." I know the reason I bring up Battlefront is because I understand you've played it a little bit. Or
I have. I'm still the times I'm playing. I still seem to struggle to get a lot of multiplayer matches, but I'm playing a lot of the solo stuff still.
Okay.
They're good fun to play and stuff, but yeah.
But have you picked up all the, to pick up the icons to go Emperor, and
No.
you haven't gone that
No,
deep into the game yet?
It's a pretty shallow game. It's really hard to get into, to be honest.
Ah.
As I play it because it looks so good and it's so realistic towards the. It's like playing in the movies. And
Yeah,
stuff, but,
yeah.
And it's after a few weeks ago when I heard that there'll be no DLC for Force Awakens inside Battlefront, so you're just playing storylines.
That seems like a wasted opportunity to me.
Yes, and I don't think they're going to make another Battlefront for 2 years. So like,
'Cause I'd
that's
like-
about 18 months away. So
Because I'd love to do the planet bit where you have to blow up all that stuff before the sun gets sucked up.
yeah,
Like, it'd be good to do that little
Yeah,
battle
so I'm
on.
probably not going to get to play any Force Awakens characters until Star Wars Battlefront 2 comes out in about 18 months from now. By that time, Rogue One would have been out,
And then episode 8.
and Episode 8 would be about
Yeah.
to be coming out. So it means I won't be able to play...
Yeah, episode 8 comes out in
Well,
18 months?
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So-
yeah.
Speaking of games, whilst we're talking about games, a clue, there was, in Disney Infinity, there's you can play as Rey and Kylo Ren. within Star Wars Disney Infinity. And in there, there's a battle between Kylo Ren and Rey.
Oh,
And Rey's throwing stuff at Kylo Ren, like,
Force, yeah.
and then he's smashing with his lightsaber and just goes something like, "You need to do better than that, cousin."
Cousin?
Yeah,
Oh.
uses the word
What?
cousin. Now,
What the
Disney Infinity 3 is not official canon,
Oh.
so it doesn't count really in the world of it. But it's still Disney. Like they say, the game it doesn't follow official canon of Star Wars. But why would you even use that?
Yeah, why would you even use the word cousin?
Yeah, which cousin obviously means there's Luke Skywalker's
Yeah.
daughter,
Yeah.
if that's the case.
Oh, it's solved. Luke's daughter.
But yeah, I'm still saying that doesn't hold any water. It's too simple for Star Wars. There's no twist there. There's no Luke, I'm your father moment, if that happens.
Ray, I'm your father.
Yeah. Ray, I'm your father. Yeah, we knew that already. We heard it in Disney Infinity
And then,
2 years ago. So,
and then nobody would like that because they're just repeating the old one again. The old-
it's old storylines again. It's too obvious
Yeah.
and boring. So
That's disappointing. They'd let that because I don't know. Is this?
like even if it's not true, it's still not a great thing.
But if you're working on,
But they seem to have been quite
but if-
confused with their
yeah.
merchandise.
But if you're working on like a, you're working on the Star Wars products line, there'd be all these different divisions. Some the computer games, the figurines, all that.
the anti-Ray division,
But there
which seems to be all of the divisions.
Wouldn't there be a book floating around the studio saying this
Follow
is
these guidelines.
this is the guideline of the Star Wars universe?
Yeah, I mean, like there'll be guidelines sitting around, and products have timelines where they're allowed to be released.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those timelines will, and that's exactly what Monopoly said during the week when they said, "Oh, why isn't Ray
In the
in the Monopoly set?"
yeah.
And they just said, "Oh, well, if we put Ray in the Monopoly set, then you'd know with a lightsaber, then you'd know that she used a lightsaber in the film, which hadn't been depicted in any of the trailers or anything yet. In any of the trailers, she never used a lightsaber.
Yeah.
So if you put that in the game, which came out a few months before the movie, then you know."
But did she have this? But they could have just given her the staff as a
Yeah, they could have
way
given her
around
the
that.
staff.
Because we know that she's got the staff. Like
Yeah,
everyone.
that's easy said now. But and to me, it sounds like a bit of a cop-out
Yeah.
because Ray's been missing out of nearly all of the major figurine packs and everything. like when I actually think about all the times I've gone to Target or Myers or wherever and looked at the Star Wars toys, I actually, in my mind now, I can't remember seeing, except for today with the micro machines, seeing Ray in any form in any of the merchandise here in Australia. Anything.
Yeah, I didn't see that Target or Kmart. Or...
Like nothing, like not even a little like plastic figurine, like actually.
I saw a lot of Finn and Poe.
nothing.
Yeah. They had no Ray.
Like the only actually, I tell you, the one thing I have seen is that there was like a child's outfit for Ray, like that young girls
Yeah.
could run around in. Because actually, at my IMAX sitting of Force Awakens, which I saw over the break, when I opened the door to go into IMAX, this little 6-year-old girl came hurtling through the door out of nowhere with this staff and her Ray outfit on. This is awesome. Yeah.
That ad, there's an ad on TV for I can't even remember the product, which means the ad's kind of failed.
Yeah.
But it's, I don't know, maybe it's batteries or something. But the kids are like doing a lightsaber battle out in the backyard, and they've got real stormtroopers. She's using the Force.
Yeah.
Insane production values, because even all the blast points on the wall look like it was straight out of a Star Wars movie, and I'm like, that's pretty epic for a TV ad. I like it.
That ad kind of gave it away before the movie that she had the Force within her because she uses the Force. In
Are you sure it came out before the
Yeah, it
movie?
came out before,
Oh, man.
Yeah.
What's wrong with people?
People.
People are people.
People.
We were talking today at lunchtime that 80% of people are horrible.
80%.
80%. Well, that actually wasn't you. That was me. That was my estimation.
40%.
That 80% of people would sooner look at you and let you die a horrible death than help you.
That's horrendous.
That's the world we live in.
Yeah.
That's horrendous, Carl.
Yeah. Except the only people you know who the 20% are though? The 20%
Are the people you can count on your hand.
the 20% of the people who listen to Rebel Scum Radio. Our lovely fans, our loyal and valued fans are the 20%.
So tell me this, Carl. On the website, there was a field where you could leave comments and email address to join to newsletters.
Yes.
Has anyone written to you yet? Anyone?
I should check that email address,
Like-
because it's a different one to the main one that I use.
Yeah. Well,
I actually haven't checked.
There must be like 1,000 emails in there.
because you could have an email from the official Emperor Palpatine Twitter handle waiting for you in your inbox.
They took it down.
No, I followed Emperor Palpatine.
Palpy.
A.K.A. Palps.
Hey, Palps. Yo, Palps.
and I'm guessing that he may not have been the verified Emperor Palpatine.
and the real Palpatine took him
They've
down.
taken all of his content down.
Ah.
And he was the funniest. Like, there are funny Star Wars Twitter handles that are going about,
Yeah.
but Palps was the best. Without doubt, he was
But
the
there's
best.
so much Star Wars Twitter stuff out there. Like,
Oh.
why would they single him out? What was he doing wrong?
Well, I'm figuring
Or her.
they may want to actually have
Use it as an official
account.
yeah.
oh, so he's paid for. He's
No.
won the lotto.
an official account for Disney to promote.
An official account.
Yeah,
for
but they
Disney
probably
to
would have
help
paid the
Oh,
guy,
maybe, yeah.
the person. No, they wouldn't have paid.
They would have taken that legally
Oh,
through.
oh yeah, because you're infringing on their copyright.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So, but if they don't give it back to him, to at least manage,
Yeah.
I'd be so funny. Palps out. Like,
All right, I've just done a live Instagram tweet of this podcast, so I'm basically saying to the world, I'm podcasting.
all right.
I'm a podcasting.
Okay.
I look high in that picture after I smoked the joint.
Let's keep talking about Force Awakens.
All right, so we're finished with Finn. I
Yeah.
get it. See what I did there?
We're finished. Let's talk a little bit of the dark side. Let's talk firstly about the similarities between the Empire and the First Order. To me, it seems that they obviously fill the same role in terms of the balance of the light and dark, but as we discussed in our
Yeah.
non-spoiler podcast, Jono, like, they're obviously they're emotionally more unhinged than the Empire was.
Yeah.
It was very clean and methodical about what they're doing, whilst
But they don't give a shit. They just blow up planets.
they just like you hear in the how
But the Empire did that too.
yeah they do, but you hear in how they're described by especially Finn in the movie.
what about the bureaucracy? There's no need for that now. The Emperor's personally seen to it. Yeah.
because within the film, I think
That's what he sounds like.
I think Finn uses the word slaughter a lot with
The First Order.
the First Order. They're going
Yeah.
to slaughter us. They're going to slaughter us. So I mean, it's a much more unhinged and
Yeah, a bit more
emotional-
bloodthirsty and
bit more bloodthirsty,
ruthless. Yeah.
Yeah.
The character is almost similar. Like General Hux is Moff Tarkin. That's
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah.
But with red hair.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bit of Weasley.
Bit of Weasley. Bit of Weasley.
He did play the Weasley brother.
He was
Who would have thought the Weasley? Over the universe.
he was great because he kind of challenged Kylo a
Kylo,
fair bit,
yeah.
which is exciting in itself as a distraction from the main part of the movie too. There's that little
That's
interaction.
That's
Yeah.
another very similar trait, I think, when we go back to what we discussed earlier on about Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
It's that thing where obviously the hierarchy of the Empire were also in Star Wars challenging Darth Vader's, like, it was the technology versus the Force.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, the guys that were higher up in the Empire were talking about, we've got the Death Star, let's use it, and Darth Vader's, don't be so proud of this technological terror. So I think that balance again is being reused between Hux and Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
Although, yeah, Kylo Ren should have just got that droid. I don't know why I didn't go for the droid.
The droid.
Yeah, I mean, he was on the planet. He just had to go looking for a droid. Instead, he clubs Rey over the back of the head and takes her off the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, he had an entire legion of people there looking for a droid. He could have just done it.
Yeah, but this comes back to the James Bond's Shark Tank scenario where it just happens to...
I don't think we even got to the James Bond show.
No, because... remember...
How are we going back?
It's I don't know, it's a bit... Because don't that happen a lot in Scooby-Doo as well, that they're all trapped and they've been all tied up with rope and stuff, but yet there's some way that they can get out of it.
Oh, you're talking like the kind of like the Batman, like hanging over a pit of chemicals, and they find some way. There's one way that
He finds a
let
bat-
the door
he finds-
open.
Are you referring to the Adam West era?
Always the other way.
Yes. Because they didn't really do that with the 90s cartoon.
No.
Do you
Always the other way.
remember
They always let a way out.
the shark repellent?
Shark repellent. Rubber shark repellent.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, jeepers. Yeah. So you get what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
we do. But,
But General Hux called him out on that, though, in front of Snoke. So,
Why didn't he get the droid in?
yeah.
He's
He's basically saying that Ben Solo stuffed
Old
it
Ben
up.
stuffed up.
Yeah, old Ben Solo.
They also just like the reactions of like
You had one job, Kylo. You had one job.
like when the planet's about to explode. Like in the original series, like you just saw the Imperial forces just standing there. Yeah, we're going to die.
Yeah.
That's fine. In this one, the guys from the First Order running for their lives.
Hux is left.
Hux is there.
He's already gone. No, that's good. It shows that there's a human side to
which shows like the First Order isn't as tight as like the Empire as the Empire structure.
Every man for himself.
Every man for himself.
Yeah.
And like even when Rey escapes and Kylo Ren's like swinging his sword around, he's like hacking the room apart, and those two stormtroopers walk around the corner, and they're just like, whoa.
And also, and that poor Imperial, I don't know, general, whatever he was, lieutenant.
Yeah.
He was like. He's
He's getting ready for the choke.
for the choke, and yeah, jeez. But I love that someone had made I think it's either a movie or a GIF animation, but it's basically using computer 8-bit-ish type graphics, showing Kylo Ren in real life situations where something has happened to him and he gets told something bad news, and then you just see him slashing everything, but like in the old computer game type graphics, and yeah, it's quite good. But it's kind of a bit spoilery too, because anyone who hasn't seen the movie yet would
surely. Everybody listening to this would have.
Everyone listening to this would have seen
the movie.
I know a few people who haven't seen the movie yet, so yeah, I know.
Well, then they're not listening to this podcast.
Has everybody at work seen the movie? Xenia has.
No, not yet. But she's going to wait for DVD because she hasn't properly watched the original.
Anyone
trilogy.
that's wanted to see the movie has seen it.
But she's a new convert to it.
Yeah.
It was only by us nagging pretty much everyone in the office about it.
Like, it's 9 a month now.
Yeah.
Like,
It's almost a month, yeah.
it's almost a month. Like, although, it'll be interesting to see, actually, next week, see how it went in China over the weekend.
Yeah,
Because
see,
it just got released in China.
it
on
might pass,
Sunday.
break Avatar's record.
Yeah, I'd
Number
love
one
that.
Movie of all
Love-
time.
I can't have James Cameron at number 1.
But he's awesome there. He made Terminator.
Yeah, he did, but he made Avatar as well. I didn't get Avatar.
I liked Avatar.
I didn't get it. I loved how it looked,
Yeah.
but I didn't. Such a wishy-washy film. I was just like, oh.
Unobtainium, please. Because I looked
It's unobtainable.
I looked
It's underneath this tree.
Yeah, I looked up the word. I looked up the word unobtainium as a joke to see if
It
it.
exists?
Well, if you look, I'm not sure if it's a joke entry or not.
Is it really on
'cause-
the periodic table?
Well, no, but I think on Wikipedia it was essentially saying that it's scientists refer to stuff that's so bloody hard to find. They use the term unobtainium. So it could theoretically. I ain't no scientist,
think they've added-
but I'd love to know how real this word is.
Well, I think 5 new elements got added to the periodic table this week.
What?
Yeah.
Kryptonite?
Because they're talking... they're
Unobtainium.
because they're talking about the names and stuff and what they're going to call it. And there was one specific thing... I can't remember what it's called, but...
Are these
They wanted-
man-made elements, or are these elements found on
Thorium?
Mars or
I'm not sure, but
the
they wanted to
moon?
name
What
one of
are
them
we
after-
talking about here?
There's talk about naming one of them after Lemmy
Oh, let me...
from
Motorhead.
from Motorhead, yeah.
He died.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, and whilst we're talking about deaths today, in the last few hours, David Bowie is
we just learned,
passed away from cancer. So it's a sad time, but
ground control.
And did they say that he released his last album today as well?
Yesterday.
yesterday,
So that's going to sell millions.
So everyone should break out their copy of Labyrinth.
Yep, it's time to watch Labyrinth.
Indeed.
And Zoolander? He's in Zoolander too.
Oh, he used to. He was great in Zoolander.
And in The Prestige.
And in Prestige,
He plays Tesla.
Yeah.
That was
Prestige,
awesome.
that's a good film. Damn, forgot about that.
Christopher Nolan.
That was good.
Hey, we've got to talk about the Nolan movie in the next one.
Yeah, we will too. Yeah. Let's get going with Star Wars stuff. Let's talk about Kylo Ren. I had this feeling he wasn't going to be as imposing and as menacing as Darth Vader.
Yeah.
And it pretty much...
Because he's young.
Pretty much
Yeah, he's
felt
young.
that way.
He's still like a teenager-y type.
The moment. We all know the moment now where... And we talked about it a bit earlier, where
Kills his father.
he kills Han. It's weird that he calls him Han Solo all throughout the film, isn't it?
Instead of dad.
Yeah, it's like...
Father.
When he first gets on Starkiller Base and he turns around and he just goes, Han Solo. He's just like... Yeah.
Oh, because he could sense his presence.
Which
Yeah.
is weird, because... Should he be able to sense his presence? Han Solo's not a force.
Oh, Darth Vader sensed Luke's presence.
Yeah,
on
but
the-
Luke's a force.
Vader did that when Ben Kenobi was... remember? In New Hope, he did that.
Oh, I did too.
Yeah.
I sense a presence I haven't felt in... I'm not going to finish my sentence.
He forgot his line. It's actually he forgot his line.
Yeah, damn it, I forgot my line.
God
That's
damn.
how we use it anyway.
It's almost a complete rip-off when you think about it.
Yeah. So, do you think... I mean, there's obviously meeting between Han and Kylo Ren out on the dangerous bridge.
Which is very similar
the
to
narrow
Empire
bridge.
Strikes Back.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do we believe what Ben Solo said to Han early on, where he's got this pain inside, do we believe there's still any light left inside of Ben Solo even after he killed his father?
There's a theory that Kylo Ren is a double agent.
Well, that's also what I thought is kind of like, like there was a moment there where Han Solo said,
I'll do anything for you.
"Yeah, just kill me now, so you can keep your facade up."
Yep. Because
Okay, that's an interesting
he
theory.
said,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
want to finish what he started, and Vader, he tried to abolish the Sith.
Like Vader's when he's talking about finishing what he started, like what Vader wanted to do at the end was to bring it all
Balance,
back into balance at the end.
So they're saying that he's a double agent, and then he's gone to the dark side to gain the trust of Snoke, and then once he gains his trust,
He'll kill Snoke.
That's one theory.
Oh, I like that theory.
Yeah. So,
But on the other hand, I hope it doesn't come to fruition, because then if people's theories get bandied about, then they happen in the films. It's a bit.
yeah, but then there's the other theory which goes against that one, that's saying actually that Kylo Ren actually sees Darth Vader's moving back to the light at the end of his life as a weakness. And that the strength of Darth Vader was in the darkness, and he wants to finish what he started with the dark side of the Force and not go to the light. And there's that story.
So many theories. It's doing my head in.
Yeah. I mean, like, there's also that theory is that back in why they hid Luke on Tatooine was because Darth Vader hated sand.
Don't like the sand.
I don't like sand. I don't care he's there.
Gets in your
It's
toes.
sand.
Sand.
Gets in my butt crack.
Yeah. So that's the other. And that's. But it's kind of ironic if Rey is reincarnated version of Anakin Skywalker, that she's had to live in the sand for so long. Well, she wanted to go back, so she didn't hate the sand.
She loved the sand.
Yeah, she loved the sand.
And then if something romantic happens between Ray and Finn, they go back to Venice and hang out at the lake in Venice.
Yeah.
And they got that soppy music over when.
Oh,
When are we even going to bother talking about episode 1, 2, 3?
No.
Are we just?
well, I was going to mention it quickly, just in context of Force Awakens and what people call like a remake. In terms of after watching Force Awakens now 7 or 8 times,
You're a believer.
yeah.
Mate, that's gangster like believer right there.
I like every time
I've
I go
seen
back,
Force Awakens like a boss.
like if I could sit there, I could fast forward through to a point and just like watch like 10 minutes, just so I can reinforce. No, that's bullshit. No, that's that's why I go back, just to reinforce things in my head.
Reinforce. See what he did there.
And I now appreciate, even though I don't want him to have anything else to do with stuff, I appreciate what George Lucas tried to do with the prequels in terms of trying to make them completely original. And they're always doomed to be pretty boring because you know the end.
Yeah.
So you're fighting against... It's like you've already seen the movie before because you know everything about it. So that they're always going to be boring no matter what you did. And we're just learning about the backstories. You should really have done it maybe in 2 movies rather than...
Yeah. And also, I think when the old episode 1 came out, I think to a lot of people in terms of a cinema going public, I don't think people were super ready for the idea of prequels just in general. Because
I'm way. Like there's not many films that have...
I don't recall any movies I've seen prior to episode 1 being bandied about, marketed as a prequel so heavily.
Yeah, I mean, like...
Because you always want to go forward, but...
I mean, like, quite often in comic books and stuff, you get an origin story.
Yeah.
Like, you'll get an origin. But you know that character now is still alive. Like, their story hasn't ended. So knowing their origins doesn't affect what you do now. But in Star Wars, after Return of the Jedi, you knew the outcome of everything.
Yeah.
So all of that stuff in the prequels was kind of just...
Didn't matter,
it's not leading anywhere you don't know because that story is finished. It kind of ruins Yoda for me too, because seeing Yoda jumping around like a weird,
like one of those weird wind-up toys or something.
Like in that fight at the end of
like a windy thingy.
In that fight at the end of Clones, where he walks in at Count Dooku and he's creeping in like an old decrepit man with his walking stick. Then next minute, whoosh, bloody ninja fighting, bloody
gymnastics
loaded.
And I also noticed because when you see all the trolling comments and GIF animations that pop up multitudes of times on comic book movie threads, it's like I didn't realise this was in, because I've only seen Revenge of the Sith probably once or twice.
Yeah.
But when Emperor Palps, the old Palpsy, is fighting Mace Windu, there's this, you see him do like a mini flip, and it looks ridiculous.
Oh,
it's so ridiculous that it really ruins the magic.
Yeah,
the magic of the first three. I think that's what it is. There's too much magic trying to be done. Takes away the magic. Takes away the magic.
I watched the non-cheese fan edits on YouTube, which anyone can find, where they've clipped out the Jar Jar Binks and a lot of pod races, and they've given the guys from the Trade Federation, they've taken away their voices and given them new dialogue, which shows up as a random kind of alien voice.
So is this like someone rewriting The Hobbit and taking out the Council of Elrond chapter?
Oh, no, it's a bit bigger than that. It's a bit bigger than that.
Have you seen the ones where this guy, I think it's called Bandit Incorporated, on YouTube, where he just rehashed the whole story? Says no Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah.
And Anakin, like when it starts, Anakin is already...
Well, there's virtually
like
no
20.
Jar Jar Binks in these non-cheese versions. He's not there.
And he's actually animated this whole clip, like...
Oh, cool.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
They're watchable. And I don't hate them as much as I hated George Lucas. But I hate the remakes of Star Wars. One of the things that's stuck in my side ever since Christmas Day is the news that Jason Wingreen, who was the original Boba Fett, died. And with the remakes of Star Wars that George Lucas made, where he replaced his voice in Empire Strikes Back and Jedi
With a New Zealand accent.
with he's no good to me dead bro. Like, just like...
Check me Kent from the Chilibin.
Yeah, just like you've taken him completely out of the films when you've taken his voice away.
Maybe there was some conflict that they had.
Hang
You
on.
just wanted to match up the voice to the prequels.
After the prequels, yeah.
Oh,
simple as
dear. No.
And it's horrible.
No.
Like, I'd forgotten how horrible it was until I watched it on YouTube the other day. Just what kind of shit idea that is. And like George Lucas has wiped him from the record effectively because now he's got that horrible New Zealand voice.
Oh.
And it made me angry. And
Get him, Dad!
and there's no reason why he couldn't have had the voice. He was like an 8-year-old kid. He would have grown up on some planet elsewhere. And like, if that kid, how old was he? 7 or 8?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
pretty young.
Like, if he'd moved to Melbourne, he would have lost his New Zealand accent by the time he was a man.
Yeah,
I would
mate.
have made a few coffees too.
Yeah.
Yeah, few coffees, bro. I'm beached.
What'd you do on the weekend, Boba Fett? Oh, just a couple of pippies. Got a few pippies.
Yeah,
Just
yeah. I've lost my jandals. You see?
actually, I got a fine because I had too many pippies. They told me to put them back.
Sorry for New Zealand.
I put my pippies back in the pit of Sarlacc.
Sorry, neighbours.
Sorry, David. This is George Lucas' fault. Send all your hate mail to George Lucas. Yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to say that looking back at what George Lucas did to not only to the prequels, but subsequently to the original trilogy to make them match up with his horrible prequels is a travesty of creativity.
I was pretty disappointed when Anakin, as in
And that's
Hayden
not saying all the
Christensen,
changes are bad.
when Hayden Christensen appeared as the Force Darth Vader ghost.
That didn't make any sense. The continuity
So
there made no sense.
the backing music during that scene had also been replaced because the original cut is this wonderful tropical jungle Ewok funk calypso sort of party music, and the remake is like this. I don't know. It's kind of like this hybrid Tiesto space operatic music that's devoid of any real instruments and
But yeah,
musical.
and I just want to. Not all the changes George Lucas made are bad. Most of them are, but not all of them are.
Yeah, because I really enjoyed it when Darth Vader goes, no.
Oh, I was so glad when the cheese edit ripped that out.
My voice just broke when I tried to do that.
It was actually when in the edit online of Revenge of the Sith, the guy when he edited that out, it made the film like a million times better. In like just that moment, it's just like
No.
it's just like, oh my god, this is good. This is all right now. I can live with this. It's like
The only redemption that could make us forget about all of this, though, is if Disney get about remastering the original cuts, leaving them in the original aspect ratio as per what was on the discs I've got at home on DVD, where they show the film in its original cinematic aspect ratio. Whereas if you watch the rehash one, they clip it to this different ratio where
if Disney want to make a
you're losing this amount of space on each side of the
guys
film.
at Disney want to make a
lot of money.
Release the original version,
But remaster them, make them look pretty and make the sound good. Do all that.
Yeah,
Yeah, but don't change any graphics or anything.
No, none of that's needed.
No,
None of
no,
that's needed.
no.
Yeah.
that's how close they are to making a ton of money. It's as simple as that. They don't have to do anything.
That's the funny
They actually
thing.
don't have to do anything.
You know, that's the funny thing about the Jakku scene with Rey is when she's walking through the village and that. You could tell it was all built and stuff, and it wasn't too busy, which was nice. But it just goes to show that when you just put together a nice set, it really tells the story of all the thing that goes on around it. Whereas when George Lucas added all of that giant monsters walking through Tatooine. Oh, what was the city they went to meet Han Solo and that? What was that?
The Mos Eisley Spaceport.
Mos Eisley Spaceport. Like when that got
Created with the big
animals
and
like 4 animals in one shot.
Yeah, there's this scene where the Jawas are riding something and they fall off. It's like, don't need that.
Yeah,
it's fine before, because there are scenes all through. There are some really good. Some guys on YouTube have done really good work in. And they're about 30 minutes each, like in Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back and Jedi, putting next together all the stuff that was in the original against what's been changed.
Oh, wow.
You just see it all. It's just like, you just go, why did they do that for? What did you do that for? It's constantly. And it's just like, even if they looked back, they just said, yeah, there's no point in that.
Fucked up.
And even like the funniest bit going around all of this is in, have you guys seen the Charlie Rose interview where he calls Disney white slavers and all that kind of stuff? They're on
which he apologised for.
Which he sends
it's
apologised
a
for.
pretty
Early on in that, he goes on in this little rant about like Star Wars was all new and it came up with these new storylines and how to make films in a new way or something. And when filmmakers, they get this new technology and stuff, they get carried away with it and they do stuff they shouldn't be doing and they just make a mess of things. I'm just going, that's you.
Yeah, he's thinking about himself.
That's you. Like, that's exactly what you did when you retouched up all the originals. You just ruined them for no reason.
One comment I've got to make about Abrams' set design. One thing I liked about, like when C-3PO and R2 go to Jabba's palace, you know how you got like that mist in the air and a bit dusty and spiders walking around and stuff, whatever?
Yeah.
Like it looks really atmospheric. When you're in Yoda's jungle planet, like there's this dense atmosphere. And then there's that scene when where Rey was walking towards that room that had the chest in it. And she's walking through a corridor to get to that door. And that scene reminded me of when
Temple of Doom.
When C-3PO was walking through to get his memory wiped at Jabba the Hutt's... Oh, sorry, to become Jabba the Hutt's slave.
Oh, yeah.
And he's walking through and all the tentacle tried to grab him and stuff. Like, that had, like, super-duper atmosphere and realness and that. But when Rey was walking to that room, I just thought, oh, that shot's lacking... particles in the air or something, or I don't know.
Did you find it intriguing?
But the inside the Star Destroyer, when she's like using rope, high access rope access to jump down and gather the parts, like you sort of got it right there. But and don't you think that like obviously that who's the name of that orange lady that's Han Solo's? What's her name?
Maz Kanata.
Maz Kanata. Don't you? She must have had like a Okay, so I got a feeling that she had a no smoking policy in her bar because the bar looks very clean. Like she runs a good bar. Like it was.
Death Sticks got banned back in the prequels.
But you know, Mos Eisley Kent bar. There's that guy smoking on the. What appears to be a shisha pipe or something.
Yeah, it had the big shisha there.
So there was none of that. There didn't seem like there was any debauchery going on in.
Back in the 70s when Star Wars was made, you could smoke at your desk at work.
The nurses were the nurse. All the nurses and doctors were.
Snoke theories.
Anyway, all right. Where were we?
Quickly have a quick talk about BB-8.
Bieber.
The Bieber.
Was Bieber inside BB-8?
Yeah, Bieber.
He was.
I knew it.
He's gangster like BB-8. Yeah, but BB-8.
Is it too late now?
My favourite droid out of all the Star Wars films.
Yes, by far.
Better than R2-D2?
Just. And I love R2.
Just beats him.
That's a...
And the only reason
huge call.
The only reason to me
something to beat R2D2. That's a massive call.
It's because of what George Lucas did to R2D2 in the prequels. And
Made
part
him
of the
fly.
problems with all the prequels is that the technology in the prequels is better than the original. And like
The ships looked more modern than.
He's like shooting out oil and he got jetpacks and all kinds of stuff going on. And then it disappears. And now he's asleep in this one, having a nano nap in the afternoon.
It's having a stage, yes.
Which is, it's an interesting part of the storyline in that it kind of indicates when he woke up that that's like Luke realizes that he needs to come back.
Yeah.
Like it's the Force Awakening again. So he realizes that Rey's been found, I think.
Who R2D2?
No, Luke.
And then
he goes, oh, I need them to find me.
And then he tells
and then,
R2.
So he tells R2D2 to wake up. And then he wakes up and then they come.
So Luke already kind of knew that he was just waiting for her to awaken and then come and hunt him down.
Luke
sensed
the awakening as well as Snoke.
Yeah, he'd have to. Yeah.
So
he's so powerful with the Force.
What did he eat on that island? Like there's
a lot of bird life. A lot of bird life flying around.
There must have been a pier down there. You know, like the old guys down at St Kilda Pier, just dropping a line in.
Fish and chippery.
He's got he's omega-3 levels off the Richter scale.
Speaking of droids, what do you call a pirate droid?
Here we go.
An R2D2.
A droid and a pirate joke all in one.
Oh dear!
Don't say we don't give you any.
Hey, just another thing on the that island.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be. I saw a video of Island's tourism board had made an ad.
Yeah.
That and they were basically featuring that island that he appeared on.
And everybody's going to go there.
And everyone's going to want to go there now.
Oh, yeah.
And because you're asking what would Luke eat on the island, and I saw this picture of these puffins, and you know how cute puffins are. So I can just see he force chokes the puffin, brings the bird to him, and he's like, eats it like.
Force choking.
Force choke the puffins, and then he's like he munches
them to cook it.
No, he munches on he munches on them like the Penguin did. Danny DeVito did in Batman 2. Remember, like all the oil's dripping out of his mouth.
His feathers ruffling everywhere.
All right, I'm pulling this podcast back on track. Force choking puffins send me over the edge. Let's do a little bit of a roundup. Snoke theories. Yay or nay on these?
Well, I'll let you entertain whatever theories, but I'm going to sit and wait patiently.
Okay.
All right.
Darth Plagueis.
Yeah, I'm going with that.
Chance out of 10? It seems the most logical.
Because the same theme was used. That was used
same musical score. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's a big. Obviously,
there's no way that's a mistake. Like John Williams put that purposely into the Force Awakens.
So
I'm standing by.
So what do I have to watch to hear that music again? Which bits?
Return of the Sith. The opera scene.
The opera scene with Anakin.
He's talking about Darth Plagueis.
Darth Plagueis the Wise. And it's just after Anakin's been asked to spy on the.
Oh, and they're watching the Slinkies in the opera,
and apparently the Slinkies. Yeah. it forms the shapes of Darth Vader's helmet. it forms Vader's helmet in the orb. If you look at
it. Okay, so chances. So what do you rate that out of 10? The Darth Plagueis theory.
I'd give it a 8.
I'm giving it a 7.
Give it just based on the team.
All right, I'll be a pessimist and say 6.
Well, no, actually, I'm going to say 0. I don't believe that Snoke's a Sith, so I'm giving it nothing. So if I believe that, then I can't.
Yeah. But I'm intrigued by this scar on his head business, looking awfully similar to Anakin's scar.
Yes.
Darth's scar, rather.
Yeah, but I just don't believe he's a Sith.
What's the other one? Okay. Darth Sidious?
Darth Sidious, the Emperor. The Emperor may not have died
and returned.
Or he did learn Darth Plagueis' ability to
Or what about his facial
Yeah.
features?
To me, it's like a zero.
Disguise.
It's like another
Yeah,
voice. He doesn't
no.
look like him. I'm giving that nothing.
Or are they
Is it Vader?
bringing a new element into the story that no one's ever come across before?
Okay, settle down, Tiger.
I,
You're skipping ahead to the bullet points here.
I was just
It's
postulating on the fly.
Well, you can postulate in 3 bullet points.
Postulate on your own time.
Yeah, postulate on your time. I'm trying to run a podcast. Darth Vader.
Looking at the scar, I'd give it a 5.
I just there's too many twists and turns to get that
To
done.
to bring him back to the dark side, it just
I'm not completely
complicated.
convinced it's not.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it a 2 or 3.
Yeah.
All right.
3. Snoke is a holocron or a hologram.
0 for me.
0. I'm to me it's more likely, but
I'd have to say 50-50 then because if you're going to start bringing these cartoons and the Rebels one, do they touch on the holocron? What's the holocron referred to?
I haven't seen much of Rebels. I've only just started watching. To be honest.
Yeah, because now that after reading that article on the holocrons, that just totally. Because I remember seeing a book set at like Big W or something. You could buy this book that had like you press a button and it would open out and there's one for the light side and there's one for the dark side, and it's like you press this button and it's like this animated thing.
Are you saying that Snoke's possibly a pop-up book? Is that where we're heading?
Is that what you're insinuating?
You choose your own adventure.
Oh well, and also is like a Sith holocron. Does it absorb the spirit of fallen Siths and fallen Dark Lords? And
It's a recording.
it's a recording.
Is it like a Horcrux?
Yeah. Well, it's not like a Horcrux. It's like what I said before. It's like the Superman crystals,
Yeah.
where you got all that data stored from,
And you can communicate
and you
with
can communicate with them and do whatever.
All right.
So, to me,
That's 0 for me.
To me, that's 50-50, but it's a boring 50.
Yeah.
That would really, that's up there with Trade Federation.
Yeah.
boring.
It's a fizzer. It's a fizzer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next one, Snoke is all new.
Yeah.
That's what I'm favouring.
Yeah.
I think he's someone we're going to need to find out about who's been lingering.
Yep. I hope the good folk at Disney.
I think Disney would make it more intriguing if he was somebody from the past.
Yeah, exactly. Which is why I'm thinking Snoke's a new character, new race, been lingering in the background, and like he's a Maz Kanata race person.
Brother.
something or other.
Brother, something had shit to do with Yoda
Lover.
in the past.
Mascanada's lover.
Yeah, something sister,
Yeah.
something. But yeah, there've been maybe
He definitely didn't.
because apparently, and J.J. Abrams has said that Yoda and Maz Kanata had crossed paths in the past. In terms of his, so maybe there was a bit of a triangle going on,
A love triangle.
love triangle between the little ones.
You stole Maz from me.
Yeah,
Mazza.
yeah,
Mazza.
yeah. So, or maybe Maz Kanata had a sister.
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 Who is, what are you saying? Snoke is.
Snoke maybe couldn't save Maz Kanata's life, and then
Snoke was obviously
And then, like-
part owner
and
of
then, like-
her.
Yeah.
he
bar.
he went looking for plagues or something and learned from the dark side of the Force.
I'd give that a 3 for having him as a new character.
Because of how much they look alike, I'm giving that a 6.
Yeah,
That
but she's
Snoke
super.
is new and is
She's
to-
super short. And
I'm still
he
sticking to the Dark
appeared-
Plagueis.
and she knows a little bit about the Force. Like she hasn't got Force, and we don't know whether what Snoke's relationship with the Force is. He's obviously strong with the dark side of the Force, but to me, he's obviously also not a Sith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, he wouldn't start at the Knights of Ren. He would have just had an apprentice.
But this is good. This is all good stuff to play with for the
Yes.
next 2 movies, big time.
Yes. Okay, so we're all over the place with Snoke theories.
Yeah,
We've
yeah.
given the listeners nothing, but
Yeah.
that's what's on the internet. Like, there's nothing on the internet. Like, it's all over the shop.
There's so many.
Yeah, there's so many Snoke theories, and I think on May 6th, all the all the theories will start disappearing about Episode 8 for 6 months as the machines for Rogue One starts.
Yeah.
So for all of you who don't know, it's pretty much sure that on May 6th with Captain America Civil War
The trailer for Rogue One is
that's
going to
the
be
weekend.
good.
Boy, oh boy.
That's the weekend
Okay,
the Rogue
that's
One trailer
huge.
drops. So
Are we going for the midnight screening for that?
if the Rogue One trailer's on there, damn yes.
All right, sign me up.
Yeah.
I'll,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know if Deadpool would have a midnight
I
screening.
don't think Deadpool would, but
not big enough,
like
yeah.
we discussed today, if Gold Class doesn't have chimichangas,
They're going to throw...
there's going to be trouble.
Deep fried.
Do it.
buns.
Yeah.
If you're listening to us.
Yeah.
Is this Hoyts or Village who's speaking to? Both of them.
Both of them. Hoyt's Village, Reading even.
Do chimichangas. Do a special edition chimichanga.
Deadpool.
Do a
chimichangas.
supersized chimichanga.
Yes, do it. Do it. You cook up those horrible fried prawns, but you still got the sticky things that stab you in the throat. Make a chimichanga. God's sake. Okay, so there's a couple of things that we need. I want to finish off because I want to get your guys' thoughts on them with Episode 8 coming up.
Yeah.
First one, this is the biggest disappointment out of everything from Episode 7.
Captain Phasma.
The Faz.
The Faz.
Horrible.
What on earth do you
Horrible.
mean?
Well, she wasn't horrible as a character, just like her screen time wasn't.
Well, the screen time is a horrible character, though. Like, I'll turn these shields down for you. Yeah, right. No backbone whatsoever friggin' ever.
Because
Nothing.
they're holding a gun to her head.
She's the bloody elite of all the stormtroopers.
She's
She
the,
gets shoulder barged by a Wookiee, and then she's out. She's got armor on, for God's sake.
she's the new Boba Fett.
Ugh.
Like, you know how Boba Fett didn't have much screen time, but he was like the most popular character.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I don't even know whether she's popular, is she? Jesus.
She's definitely coming back. I wonder.
She's definitely coming back.
I wonder how
They
she's
didn't
gonna.
kill her
But-
off, did they?
But, like,
Maybe it's her time to shine in the next one then.
Yeah.
Like-
Maybe that's what it's... Because she'll be super pissed that she let
put
that
in a trash
happen, and then
compactor.
she'll come back to cause big trouble.
Yeah.
She'll end up in a Sarlacc pit.
Oh no.
Oh.
Like Boba Fett. Useless.
I have a feeling that her face is scarred. That's why she never takes her.
No, she doesn't need to have a scar.
No.
I got a feeling.
No.
I got a
I
feeling.
got a
It's just-
feeling.
yeah. Just that when I see, a little bit of me wishes that the character had the original Boba Fett type voice, menacing. Like,
Yeah, she sounded a bit autonomous
like
sort of.
Gwendolyn.
Who
In,
gave you the authority to take that?
Yes.
helmet? Oh.
like Gwendolyn in
You will pay
Game
for
of
this.
Thrones.
Yeah, she was like, yeah.
fine, but put her behind that helmet, and it's a little bit more high pitched, and you're
You know-
supposed to expect that this is the baddest stormtrooper, like TR-2199, the
Yeah.
bloody
We-
badass lightsaber
Yeah.
fighting dude.
Traitor! Yeah, that was good.
In that one word, he's more badass
Yeah.
than Captain
The internet
Phasma.
loves him.
Phasma.
Yeah.
You know what they should have done? They should have sent Phasma to Jakku to hunt down Finn instead of sending those two stormtroopers.
Yeah. At least she would have kept a big cooler in that suit. It reflects everything.
She could have been in the fighter, in the TIE fighter.
Yeah, she needs a chrome TIE fighter.
They could have done that. It's that easy. Just yeah.
Yeah, and that's a good point. Does Captain Phasma have her own ship?
Maybe she does.
Because like Darth Vader had the TIE Interceptor as his, it was like his AMG version of the regular
The one
TIE
that-
fighter. It's kind of like all triangular and angled
Yeah.
in, and it looks menacing. Because Kylo Ren's ship was a bit ho hum for me. It's probably one of the most boring ship crafts I've ever seen in a science fiction film. Kylo Ren's ship.
I thought his ship was badass. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, the way it
With
closes
that
up.
big red glowing
Yeah.
bar at the front. It was just like-
Yeah, but that's.
I know, it's a bit
I've already
derivative.
seen the red bar in Battlestar Galactica. You know those silver
I thought it was better than to me.
Knight Rider.
I'd
like to me, it was more menacing than Darth Vader's shuttle.
The 3-winged. Oh,
Yeah, it was much more menacing. Yeah, that's.
well,
But everyone's.
I suppose everyone's float. Yeah, because like for instance, Boba Fett's ship.
Boba
is
Ships.
pretty. That's pretty badass.
Boba Ships.
Oh yeah. Both ships.
There's something badass looking about that one. Anyway,
One,
Anyway,
let's finish this up with one last thing about Episode 8 and what we can expect. What we can expect is both Rey and Kylo Ren
In training.
go through some serious training.
Yes.
I think that's...
And get really, really skilled.
I have the tiger training.
And taking all
like
the...
a training montage.
And
Dolph Lundgren style
Yep,
Stallone
yep.
type stuff. 80 cents.
She's running up the steps of the island.
Yeah, she's running up the island. She's lifting rocks. She's going... Whilst Kylo Ren's in the high-tech room, he's getting steroids jammed in it. Speaking of going back to steroids and getting jammed in it, how come Kylo Ren can pull out thoughts with his hand
Yeah.
and Darth Vader
just
in Star
senses
Wars
them.
had to use that little hovering, glowing orb thing to inject Princess Leia with true serum?
Because he was...
Because
Oh. Because he was...
he didn't know what he was doing. Why is that? That's one thing that struck me, and just like, hang on, he can just pluck thoughts out of heads.
It's just loopholes. And,
Unless, obviously, he felt that Leia was a Force user on some level, and therefore he knew he couldn't get it out.
yeah.
I just want to tell you, Carl, that I think my wife's using the Force because she just sent me a picture of Yoda with a milk mustache because we're out of milk. Is that
Milk, God.
milk? I need porridge. Need to be made. I do because that's all he lives on is bloody porridge. You don't get good porridge without milk.
Milk, God.
Yeah.
Look at he said milk. God.
Kermit.
Okay.
Gee, that's genius.
Okay, this is the end. The final question for you all before we'll finish off. You and me have both got to grind our gears.
All right. Okay.
So the last thing to do right now, after you've watched it a few times, where do you rank The Force Awakens? Because there was a lot of talk early on when you first came out, where you put it. But now in the cold light of day, after a long time, where does it sit? In terms of rankings of all seven.
All seven. For me, I'd give it number 3.
3?
Because last time I gave it number 2 after Return of the Jedi.
Yep.
I'll give it number 3.
Number 3. So it's, what are you, Empire? Star Wars?
Empire, Return of the Jedi, and...
You put above New Hope.
Yeah.
So New Hope's 4.
Yeah.
Wow. That's daring.
Yeah, I'm the same. Just because I think Empire and Return executed the creative ideas of what he could have done in A New Hope, but back in 75, 76, 77, they just didn't have the ability to do it. And I think because I guess Empire's probably the saddest of all of the movies, just because of the epic nature of the reveal.
Yeah.
And Return of the Jedi has to be second for me, just because that Endor fight scene with the AT-ATs, the space dogfight battle,
The Ewoks.
getting inside the Death Star, blowing it up. That's stuff of legend. And yeah, Force has to come through. Force Awakens has to come through, just because.
And the chase through the forest.
The speeder bikes.
Yeah.
But yeah, Force Awakens has to come through, just because. Most people agree that it is a nod to all of the old films.
See, I go Star Wars as number 1.
New Hope.
New Hope.
Then
Okay.
Empire Strikes Back is 2.
Okay.
Force Awakens is 3.
Yeah.
And I group them all together.
And then
The first two are excellent
Return of the
films,
Jedi after that.
And if those two films were made now, they'd look like The Force Awakens does.
Yeah.
Now.
Okay.
That's how they'd be made if they were made now.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. So I grouped them all together.
So all of us gave it the number
And
3
they're all
spot.
they've obviously got a very similar storyline going through as well. So I grouped them together. Now this is just slightly controversial, but I'm going to go down to 4 and 5. And for a long time, I've always liked Revenge of the Sith more than Return of the Jedi. And I don't know why it is, but I like Revenge of the Sith.
I don't know how to comment on that because of
You like the 40-minute lightsaber duel?
I actually don't mind because that is what was needed at the end of that film was a gigantic, long, epic lightsaber. I don't like parts of it where they're on the lava river and, like, you know how that robot pops up in the lava. He's like, I don't like all those little things, but I like the tone of that last one a lot more than I like the tone of.
Yeah, I need to sit and watch it more to even fathom.
And I've got, and I know I've just bought Caravan of Courage, but I've got Ewok problems. I've got Ewok problems.
You need an Ewok plushie. That's what you need.
So, maybe I haven't watched. Like, to be honest, in the lead up to the Force Awakens, I didn't watch Return of the Jedi again.
Actually, he can get an Ewok because you know the Build-A-Bear shops at the
shopping centers.
You can build Build-A-Bear Star Wars characters.
You can build your best friend, and then
go with my best friend. Maybe that could be our first video. Is going to make a teddy bear stop and make an Ewok.
One other thing dawned upon me when I was preparing all the show notes and stuff for this show, and it's like I was going back through Star Wars, and I was just like, is everything in Star Wars from Force Hope forwards all based on lies? Like Obi-Wan lying to Luke.
Your father wanted me to give this to you.
He never said anything.
Yeah, he said that when he was in the before he shouted, "I hate you." Make sure you give the lightsaber to my son.
Yeah. So,
give me back my lightsaber. Yeah. Give me back my lightsaber. Give it to my son. Give me back my lightsaber.
Just kind of like.
Yeah, that didn't make sense.
You tell one lie. So you stuff up the galaxy.
Well, he's supposed to be good though. He's supposed to be like the. And I know he probably sensed that Luke Skywalker could possibly go light or dark side.
Yeah.
So I wanted to push him towards that way. But in the end, that one lie actually almost pushed him the other way, didn't it?
Yeah.
Well, Luke was pissed off in Empire when he's on the Yoda's planet.
Oh, in Dagobah.
He's very angry.
I just had that crazy dream down that tunnel. I'm getting out of here. You can do what you want.
Why is my face in the mask? Yes. What just happened?
I've done enough. So
certain point of view.
Yes. Certain point of view. So that's it. We've covered a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that was heaps.
That's over 2 hours of stuff.
Yeah,
it's insane. But we've still got one section left to go. Let's grind my gears. Jim-Bob, you do your grinding gears, then I'm going to do mine.
Take it away.
And then we'll sign off.
Okay. Now, obviously, we're Melbourneites, and we're pretty lucky.
Melbourneians.
We're pretty lucky in Melbourne in that we've got some good food choices. From what I've experienced from other states don't quite live up to the Melbourne's quality. And one of the nice things we had a couple of years ago was an app called Urban Spoon, which, I guess it was a year ago or something. It was it got sold to this global food app company called Zomato, and I had the Urban Spoon app on my phone, and I get this message when I clicked on it that you cannot use this app. You have to go to Zomato and download the new app, and you were forced to use the new app, which was void of any real...
Everything was a bit mediocre.
Well, everything was 3.5. View de Monde, 3.5.
3.5.
Oh...
God.
Heston Blumenthal, 3.5. No, it wasn't that bad. But look, just the fact that everything's 3.5.
Like, I dare to, if that Chinese place that we had our Christmas party at was 3.5, I'd just delete that app. Just delete the app. It's telling you lies.
The percentage out of 100 just now really makes so much more sense. Now...
they go on Rotten Tomato type stuff in the movies. Is that a similar thing? Where they rate movies like it's 85%?
Well, I think that they're trying to push you to read the reviews more, to keep the traffic up on the app or something. I don't know what it is, but you know, just the app, the mobile app layout of Zomato, just robbed all of the good things that were working so well with Urban Spoon, and it's just
it's difficult when you get those kind of things that are actually genuine community-based driven information and they get replaced by corporate.
Yeah. How hard would it be to start up an, you know, let's call it Melbourne out of 10, you know, out of 10? Can someone make a new app?
I guess the problem with limiting yourself to Melbourne out of 10 is that your audience is so small that you'll never make money back on your app.
Well,
what do you mean from
food out of 10 or something?
Well, if you just focus on restaurants in Melbourne, like it'd have to be an app that was available globally.
But good things start small, Carl.
Yeah, I know.
Good things can start small.
And then you've got to
have to start from somewhere.
The thing is that you've got to. Yeah,
I don't understand why. Like, you have this extremely large Zomato company. Like, they're massive, and it's used all over the world. But it's almost like buying out Urban Spoon was like we can't have them getting bigger.
But it's also the problem with a popular app. With a popular app, the more people that use it, the more you'll find everything sits in the middle. Just because of the shape of a bell curve. Like the bigger audience you have, it'll just become a shape of a bell curve, and everything will sit in the middle.
Yeah, but Carl, like, you know, when a friend tells you about, we went to Chin Chin or something, and you look it up and you go, oh, geez, 85%. That's actually makes you not mind spending $50-$60 on the whole meal. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas if it's something like 3.5 or 50%, 60% for the same restaurant, then you're going, am I getting ripped off? And you don't really know the true experience that... I don't know. I just thought the Urban Spoons was much more accurate than...
No.
Like, 1 out of, you know, like five dots...
No, I feel your pain.
...is way less than...
I feel your pain. There's nothing worse than having an app that you know and love and that you trust...
Yeah.
Getting ripped away from you.
I'll use an analogy.
Yeah.
Buying up Urban Spoon and making it disappear is like getting a syringe and sucking the air out of a marshmallow on an ice Vovo. Hey, some of the flavour's still there, but it's just a flat disc of nothing.
Yeah. I hear you. I hear you. All right,
now it's your turn.
My gears. Over the summer break, I was flicking through the junk mail as you do, getting your post. You're having a look through. You see some Star Wars merchandise you're interested in, and you're thinking, pop online and see if I can buy that online. Can't be bothered going down the shops. Oh, sorry, sir. Not available online. Not available for pickup in store. You have to go into the store.
Then why
only.
the fuck was it in the catalogue?
Exactly. Put it in the catalogue because I want you to go in the store. Fine. I get in my car. I drive down to Big W. Have a look through the store.
Oh, this.
No Star Wars trivia board game to be seen. No gaps in the wall where said Star Wars trivia game once was.
Yeah.
And went to question staff, and said
no
game
idea.
was unknown to anyone there.
What is this game you speak of?
So no one, and going to 5 Big W's to look for the said game, no one knew of its existence. Gets to the point where I actually have to question Big W via social media channels. What's going on? Call.
Oh, they got back to you, did they?
They did. They
Online?
got back to me.
Oh, wow.
I got a generic message saying, you need to call the stores back. We don't update our stock levels online, so we don't know what stock's in our stores. I'm just going, you're kidding me. You use hand. You know exactly what stock's in each store, like on a daily basis. You know what moves in and out because you reorder stuff. So anyway, I'm just like, all right. So I go, I'll give it one more go. It says that it's in stock in Box Hill.
Yeah.
Go to Box Hill. No one knows anything about it. I'm like, right. I'm not looking for this anymore. So I buy a copy of Star Wars Trivial Pursuit on eBay. Done. Sorted.
Yeah.
I'm happy as Larry.
All right.
Strike 2 goes to Target. Target released their summer break catalogue thingamajiggy next week.
You're blowing our chances of getting sponsorship.
They've got... Yeah. It's true. Don't take this to heart. BB-8's got a remote control toy that Hasbro brought out just for Target. They've got, the Sphero one.
Was that the $300 one?
No, that's the Sphero one.
Yeah.
Which we put up an article about from
yes.
CES 2016 this week on the website. Check it out. But Hasbro released an $80, $90 one, which is a bit more clunky, but it does the same thing. It's got a simpler controller, forward, back, left, right. Target only. In the catalogue, go to the website.
No.
Not available for order online. Not available for online pickup. Go into store. Go into store. Target in Eastland, not there. Go into store at Target in Northland. It was not there. Have you seen it? Never seen it. Don't know what you're talking about. And this is a Target exclusive toy that no one else has. And then I went into Target at Southland because I was down there. Nothing.
Eastland, Northland, Southland, Westland.
Twice I've been into these
Not
stores.
thrice, twice.
Twice. Thrice. If that happened thrice...
Would you have force choke somebody?
this round would be getting a bit hotter than a...
Oh, I can see
Did you
Carl.
force choke anybody?
I wanted to force choke someone. It's just like...
No, force slap.
Don't... Firstly, in this day and age, allow your products... If you don't want to sell them online, at least sell your products for click and collect.
Yeah.
So at least, even if they're not in store, they'll get an order, it goes off to the warehouse, they bring the order in and it's done a couple of days later. Because they haven't got click and collect, it only leads me to one summation. The products never existed in stock.
So why did they put it on the catalogue?
They put it in catalogue because they were good products that were... The Star Wars trivia game was only available in Big W, and the BB-8 toy was only available in Target. So you had to go in the store.
Did you see any of this stuff on eBay or
You can get them on eBay. You can get the BB-8 toy on eBay
the
for
$80 one
for like $160 and stuff. So it's like twice. The Star Wars trivia game, there was one of them that I could find that someone had bought, and he was selling it for like $120. But there was only one I found on the entirety of eBay. You'd think if it was actually a product that was out and about in places and they had a lot of stock, it'd be around. Doesn't exist. And I'm pretty sure all of the ones that are on eBay are out of the US for the BB-8 toy. I don't think it existed. I'm calling shenanigans on Big W.
You call bullshit.
And Target.
What about Kmart?
Shenanigans. Kmart, no.
I think we need to get Naomi Robson and Carl Stefanovic involved in this.
Shenanigans.
Let's get you on Today Tonight, A Current Affair,
and to me,
7:30 report.
To me, there is no bigger insult.
7:30 with Kerry O'Brien. Now, Kerry,
O'Brien.
Where's my BB-8?
Now,
where is he?
To me, there is no bigger insult than getting
and then he makes it to Four Corners in the end because it's like a class action. all these Star Wars fanatics take class action against Big W and Target. It'd be fantastic.
It's the biggest insult. And the one final thing that grinds my gears about the good merchandise that's getting in stores is that I hope everyone who's been buying these toys and keeping their boxes gets no joy out of them all because there's a gazillion of them out in the marketplace because everyone's buying them to collect them now. It's not like the 70s where people didn't realise you could collect them and do stuff. I hope you make no money out of any of that stuff. I hope your toys that you bought that you wonder out they will never sit in a kid's hands. I hope they rot on your shelf. You've taken away the joy of tens of thousands of children because you want to make some money out of collectors. I hate you. You're like ticket scalpers. And those chains should be one per customer. One per customer.
That's the only explanation is that they all got gobbled up. Yeah,
Gobble.
That's the end of my rant, and that's the end of this podcast. Now our next podcast will be another monster. Because we will be foretelling the top movie releases of
this year,
2016. going through. We'll be starting at the Revenant and going all the way from there.
Okay.
And going all the way through to, I think on Christmas Day this year, a remake of Jumanji comes.
What?
Whoa.
What?
Yes.
Is that confirmed?
That is confirmed. 25th of December release date.
So we're going to talk about Zoolander. We're going to talk about the Chimichanga dude.
Yes, Chimichangas. Deadpool.
What's that? Last Man on the Moon.
Last Man on the Moon is a documentary film about Gene Cernan, who was the last man to ever set foot on the moon.
If there is a moon.
Could be a hologram.
Born 5 is going to be a good one because I recently,
Born 5, yeah.
I recently did
Matt Damon back.
I recently did a thing where we watched all 3 of them back to back, and it was an awesome thing to do.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the Ghostbusters reboot.
Yeah, I'm writing a rant at the moment.
No, I'm not.
Hey, because we're talking about sorry, I'll just cut in.
No.
Because we're talking about X-Men Apocalypse. We should have talked about that collectibles store we went to the other day.
We'll talk about that in
this one. Yeah, because I want to talk about because I'd love to see. Hopefully, with the creation of Mr. Sinister, hopefully he's touched upon in that movie because I thought it was Mr. Sinister. I thought it was him that made Archangel, or was it?
No, it was Apocalypse.
Apocalypse did.
But as well as all these movies, we'll also go through all the great television series that are set to.
Daredevil's coming out soon.
Daredevil's coming out soon.
I promise.
Luke Cage.
All right, I promise to get onto Netflix. I promise to get onto Netflix and catch up on
Jessica Jones.
Yeah, I'll catch up on all those. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. That's my job.
In the next week or so, next couple of weeks,
X-Files coming out.
We've got X-Files coming out. We've got the second half of the seasons of Arrow,
Flash.
Gotham, Flash.
My Kitchen Rules.
My Kitchen Rules. Oh, we've got to talk about that shit.
Yeah.
DC Legends of Tomorrow starts. We've obviously got Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
The Bachelors. When did The Bachelor start?
The Bachelor.
Oh, it depends on how many roses you accept.
Obviously, we've got new Game of Thrones coming up.
This year's going to be chock-a-block. I think we're getting a comic book movie. Is it every month? No.
I don't know. It's insane.
Every other month.
It's insane. There's a lot of also game movies coming out there. There's Assassin's Creed. There's Devil May Cry.
Warcraft.
There's Warcraft. So a lot of existing IP.
Independence Day 2.
I like the trailer of that. That's looking good. So anyway, keep an eye out for that in our next podcast in 2 weeks' time. In the meantime...
How are we going to cram that into 2 hours? I tells you.
No, we can't, because this is pretty long.
Yeah.
Like that compared to...
all right.
Yeah.
3 pages.
And, so that... obviously, all this stuff, keep an eye out. We'll actually, in conjunction with the movie review, we'll be putting up a post that goes through all the best movies that we talk about in the podcast. You can check that out on rebelscumradio.com. There'll be posts on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and YouTube, which will keep you in the loop. And obviously, tell your friends about this podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud. And
Tell everyone.
Radio. Tell everyone.
Tell them all.
And
all of them.
Send us any messages, if there's any topics you want us to cover.
What's the email?
What's the email?
The email is red5@rebelscumradio.com. So,
Red pill.
after the movie and TV review, we'll be going back and we'll probably be doing a little bit of a paranormal show, I think.
Cool. It's about time.
There's an Australian UFO documentary that's come out, which
that could be good timing with X-Files.
Australian.
X-Files would be just launching, and we'll talk about some of the bigger Australian UFO cases.
All right.
So that should be an exciting podcast.
Yes.
And we'll discuss any new theories that may emerge on the internet about Star Wars Episode 8. And hopefully more Rogue One information will come out also. And I'm going to do the review of my VR headset, which I got over the break, which I'm going to bring in next week as well for you guys to have a look at.
Let me try it on.
Try it on.
All right.
Have a bit of a play. So that'll be fun.
Good.
Thank you for listening to the podcast. This has been a monster. Jono.
Go listen to some David Bowie.
Yeah, go listen to David Bowie.
Yeah.
Go watch some Labyrinth. Chill out and relax. Jim-Bob, it's good to have you back.
Good to be back.
Good to be back.
Excellent.
This is great, actually. this is pretty good.
Yes. And
It's minus alcohol.
Yeah, no beers were harmed.
no beers were harmed.
No beers here, Robert.
And no Scotchies were killed. Yep. We'll see you on the other side. See you guys.
All right.
Later.
Got your mother in the world. She's not sure if you're a boy or a girl. Hey babe, your hair's alright. Hey babe, let's go out tonight. You like me and I like it all. We like dancing and we look divine. You know bands when they play it hard. You want more and you want it more. Put you down, say I'm wrong. Attack it then, them on. Rebel, rebel, put on your dress. Rebel, rebel, your face is a mess. Rebel, rebel, how could they know? Hot tramp, I love you so.